Big up every single one of you. Welcome to the Casually Chelsea show on a Thursday today. Just because the schedule was a little hectic for me, I had to run it on a Thursday. Big up to the panel. Big up to everyone in the chat who's already tuned in. Pardon the delay. A lot of last minute news that has to be added to today's show, and a lot of last minute prepping. So hopefully you guys appreciate the work that I put into it. Be sure to smash up the like button if you haven't done so already. Be sure to also hype up the video if you have some hype points to spare. Be sure to subscribe. We're on our way to 5K subscribers. It would be great to hit that goal. Big milestone for the channel, and big unveiling. That's not a transfer plan like today's show. Big unveiling to happen at 5K as well. So be sure to help us towards that, and big up to you guys if you already are part of the Casually FC channel. Start things off, we have a bit of news, but we're going to talk about everything. Obviously, the big links to Maresca to Man City as a next candidate to take over City once Pep potentially leaves at the end of the season, as well as what seems like potential rumors of moves that we could make in January, or even make moves towards the summer transfer window. We'll talk all about that today. But to start things off, we'll go ahead and start off with some of the things that we missed since the last episode that I want to go over and get us up to speed. And starting off with a nice little congratulatory, I guess, sending off for a former Chelsea player, which is Oscar. Oscar has officially now retired from professional football. I think a sound decision considering last show, or one of the last shows we spoke on this, and he had a heart attack or something like that. It wasn't cardiac arrest. It was cardiac arrest. It wasn't a good situation, so he had to analyze his future, his health, and it looks like he's choosing his health above all else. I'm sure there's other roles in football for him that he can partake in, but unfortunately his career had to be cut maybe shorter than he would have liked due to this. So at the age of 34, Oscar is now retired from football. So big up to Oscar. Good player. Chose a different path in his career. Did well for himself. Did well for his family as well. And hopefully he remains in good health. Maybe he participates in football in some shape or form or another. I just wish him the best. I don't know if you guys want to add anything to this. Maybe some of you might be upset. Maybe some of you have a soft spot for Oscar. But panel, by all means, any thoughts?
Sad. Because it's like a relatively young age for him to retire at. But like at the end of the day, whatever's best for him and his health is the most important thing.
Yeah, listen, big up to him. Obviously, not an ideal end, but at the end of the day, I'm very happy for him. He was a great guy, great lad. One of my favorite Chelsea players, in my younger days, and I wish him nothing but the best.
Yeah. CP, I'm assuming you echo the same sentiment. If you're there, I don't know if you're there.
Yeah, I think the highlight for everyone is still that goal he scored against Juventus. That's what everyone kind of remembers him by for the most part. Won us a few leagues as well. Been key parts of that too. So yeah, kind of sucks he couldn't stay with us longer, but he did what he thought was right for his family, which no one can fault him for. So yeah, big up to him.
Yeah. Huge respects to Oscar, so wishing him nothing but the best. But yeah, figured I'd let you guys know. Some of you probably don't even know, but hey, most of you probably do, and good for you. Let's move on to the next topic, too, which is something that looks like it's taking a bit of a conclusion now. I haven't read the tweet, so I'm not really sure what exactly is going on, but we're going to find out together, chat and viewers. So it's about Roman's money. So we have a big update on this one. Ben Jacobs has tweeted here that the UK government has given Roman Abramovich a final chance to comply with the transfer of £2.5 billion his Chelsea sale, which have been frozen for over 3 years. Councillor Rachel Reeves has today issued a license to allow the transfer of the funds to go to a new foundation intended to distribute the money to humanitarian causes in Ukraine. Keir Starmer has also told Abramovich to commit the funds or face court action, allowing the UK government to finally release the money. Starmer told MPs, "My message to Abramovich is this: the clock is ticking. Honor the commitment you made and pay up now. And if you don't, we are prepared to go to court so every penny reaches those whose lives have been torn apart by Putin's illegal war." Continue on. So Starmer says he has issued a license to transfer the $2.5 billion for the sale of Chelsea under Roman Abramovich to Ukraine. My message to Abramovich is simple: the clock is ticking. Honor the commitment to pay up now, or prepare to go to court. This is essentially the video echoing the same sentiment. Yeah. So a little bit of a plot twist. I was under the impression that the UK government had frozen over the assets or held on to his money. And he had already made a decision as to where it was going to go. They deemed it not fit not fit for purpose, and have frozen the money. But now the way they're framing this makes it seem that Roman has been kind of fighting to get the money and not donate it. I feel like there's a lot of little plot twists and turns here and some manipulation happening. But as far as being aware, there's a decision to be made on where that $2.5 billion of Chelsea's sale is going to go to. I was under the impression it was going to go to a charity, but apparently it's up for decision and it's on Roman. So I don't know how much you guys want to believe into this, or maybe how much
if he's coming out and saying, well, we all, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't there the whole thing of like they needed to obviously get buy-in from him too, right? Because the whole thing was that there was a general agreement, even including himself, that everything was going to go to some sort of charities, correct? In Ukraine.
We're supposed to go to a Ukrainian charity.
Exactly, right? So that's not been happening in the last, right? So again, obviously, if the government is coming out saying we need to obviously do this 2.5 billion now, it means that either he, from his side, there's been a lot of delaying essentially, right? Mm-hmm. Into making this stuff not happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
Either way, man. Either way, I don't really care at this point, bro. The game's he's already sold the club, bro. It's just this money has nothing to do with us, so it's not really a concern of mine. I'll be real.
No, that's fair. I mean, obviously, it doesn't affect you, but from a standpoint of our ex-owner here, it's weird. I feel like what's happening right now is they're trying to twist it so that they make it seem that Roman isn't making a decision on this, and if you don't make a decision on this, well, we get liberties as to where this is going to go. To me, it just seems like a really cheeky way of the government trying to pocket this money, and maybe not even giving Roman the benefit of the doubt, or at least Roman the chance to actually be able to.
They are trying to. The government is not trying to obviously to put the money in their pocket, because they're literally telling you they're issuing a license so that it can be sent to these people. That's the point. Now, I think guys in the comments are saying it's meant to go to Russian victims. I have not heard anything about it going to Russian victims. And I'll be honest, there is no way in hell, living hell, that money's ever going to go to Russia, bro. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, probably not. The government.
No, I think they're saying that the charity that Roman, well, when it was announced, is for victims of the war in general, so both Ukrainian and Russians, while the UK government is specifically doing it for a charity just for Ukrainian victims.
Yeah,
I think that's what they're doing.
But yeah, they were never going to do it to Russia. That's the point. Like he knows that too. So the whole point is that he was, whether we want to listen, he's a former owner, but I'm gonna keep it clear. He clearly knew that it was never going to go to Russia, bro. That was going to be the whole conflict in itself. There's no chance that was good. Yeah, so listen, at the end of the day, we know the war is happening in Ukraine. Was going to go to those guys that are obviously getting cooked right now, right? So that was always what it was always going to end up being. So, end of the day, they're trying to issue the license now so that that money can actually go to that charity in Ukraine, or the charities. I should probably put in pro, because that's what it seems to be that they're about to give it to multiple people. And so if they're going to take him to court, they'll take him to court. That's the whole point. They're saying to either do it normally, otherwise we're just going to take you to court.
Is he even going to be able to represent himself, or
of course, bro? He doesn't need to be. He doesn't need to be there.
A
lot lawyers can. His lawyers can just be there, and they can obviously make the argument for him.
Because like the argument I'm making is that listen, I don't know. This is just me.
Because the UK government will have their lawyers there, and then he can just have his lawyers there. They never show up in person. It's not like
I just find it odd that this whole time we've been told, oh, Roman is trying to fight for his money, do this and that the UK government had it frozen. And now, 3-4 years later, we're finally hearing, oh, now it was on Roman. Roman just doesn't want to pay up. Like, wait, what do you mean he doesn't want to pay up?
I think part of it is that
real quick, just the main point I wanted to get at is that part of me feels that the government is just doing everything they can to make it difficult for Roman to get his money back, so that they can say they're doing this as a little bit of a PR stunt to say, hey, listen, we opened it up, Roman didn't do it. But the reality is like, no, we kind of just made this difficult for you so that you wouldn't have the option to.
I'm not too sure about that one, because firstly, there's context. One of them was under previous government marshal. That's what you need to understand. This government's only been here for 1 year.
That's a good point, yeah.
Right, so it's complete. So it's always two different entities in itself. So these guys, they're trying to do something now. It means that it's a completely different situation in itself. And secondly, Roman knows this. I knew this. The cats know this. The dogs know this. He is never getting that 2.5 million in his pocket, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
this is factually true.
Yeah.
So listen, at least it's coming to a conclusion. We know and hopefully that can get sorted out. Simple.
Yeah, I agree. Any other final thoughts before we move on to another quick update?
Nope.
Sweet. All right, let me just adjust this. I hate this new feature on StreamYard. They put a timer on all my banners automatically, and that means it's time for me to switch over to the next topic. All right, let's go over this. This is also going to go over some sponsorship news, which looking like Ahmed is gonna the news that they're.
Where's Chris? Where's Chris, man? We need Chris.
Where Chris is, man. Chris is gonna watch this in the chat, and he'll get.
We need his opinion on the kits, man. As always, you know.
That's what I'm saying, man. Today is just gonna have to be Scott's favorite segment today. So here we go. Footy headlines update: Chelsea 26-27 home kit colors leaked plus early prediction. And I'll be honest. I'm on the fence about it. Part of me wants to like it. The other part of me thinks the yellow's too yellow. It's like too bright for me. I could be wrong. I don't like the crest being yellow. If this is what it's gonna look like, I don't know what you guys think.
Bro, I don't care at this point. Nike is just not great home kits, man.
I think this is fake news because it is a front of shirt sponsor, so I don't believe it.
Fair play. Wait, so speaking on the front of shirt sponsor thing, so Lloyd Canfield reported 6 days ago, so last week, that apparently we are getting close to a front of shirt sponsorship deal.
Oh, we
Marshall,
Later on-
please, Marshall, I beg.
Oh no, you don't need to beg. Trust me. If you know the truth, you know the truth.
We don't have
Breaking, Matt Law, according to him, said that breaking Chelsea are expected to announce a long-term sleeve sponsor for the 26-27 and beyond in the coming weeks. They currently have FPT for 25-26. Both agreements are seen as the best for Chelsea, who held talks with Deal. Insiders insist there was no hijack from Arsenal. Then Simon Johnson came out with the counter narrative that apparently Deal were never under consideration for a front of shirt sponsor as they only had a budget for a shirt sleeve. Chelsea weren't in talks to sign Deal. No Arsenal sleeve sponsor for their front of shirt real estate. Deal only had a budget for sleeve sponsorship, which was filled by FTP for Chelsea. Chelsea are believed to be close to a sleeve sponsor with a new sleeve sponsor from 26-27 season and beyond. Front of shirt deal is also in the works. Oh, I bet it is. Also, to add into this is that more than half of the 20 Premier League clubs are involved in a almighty scramble to find new shirt sponsors for next season, as they will no longer be allowed to have gambling companies as their front of shirt sponsor. So this is only just going to make it harder for Chelsea to get a front of shirt sponsor, in my opinion. So I am going to say that we're going to go another season without a front of shirt sponsor. Because think about it. All these other teams that now have to find other sponsors.
Marshall, outside of stake, name one other gambling company that we've tried to get a sponsorship with.
Kick. That was it, literally.
That's fine, but now those are off the table. The slim pickings.
They were never on the table anyway, Marshall.
Yeah, remember we literally had a fire and riot about us almost getting steak. Remember?
Yeah, I get that, but now these teams are going to have to go to the other companies that maybe we were looking into.
Marshall, who are we competing with?
I was going to say, who the fuck are we competing with?
Apparently, no one, because we don't have.
You know, none of the top six. Sponsor. If you look at City's got Etihad.
I was literally about to do Arsenal. That, bro. Hold on. Is it them? Yeah, the first team. If you want to look at value, the first team that actually has a gambling deal in place is West Ham at 12 million a year. What fucking gambling company is paying you the 50-60 mil that you want? We're struggling to get one because the people we have in charge suck at their job. It's got nothing to do with the companies we're trying to get, or it's because the people in charge don't know what the fuck they're doing and they're trying to get too much when they
Oh, I see the confusion. You're looking at it backwards. What I'm concerned about is that if Chelsea have a pool of 10 companies to pick from, I'm just throwing it.
No, I see your point. Your point is still in. I know what you're going to say. It still doesn't make a difference, but finish your point.
Okay.
If
half of these companies that no longer have deals with the betting companies, they have to pick from potentially.
No, but what Scott is saying is none of the betting companies have the budget to sponsor the big clubs. The only one that did was Stake, and then that got shot down. But if you look at all the other big six teams that Scott and Ahmed are alluding to, they're mostly by airlines, actually, more than anything else, and Etihad and Emirates and so forth. Then these betting the people that are going to be more impacted are the mid-table to lower-table teams, because they're the ones who have a 12 million, 15 million, maybe 20 million at most to be their front of shirt sponsor matches their budget.
The other point, I think, because I knew you were going to say that, the point of that is the clubs that are going to need new sponsors, so like Wolves, West Ham, Everton, Crystal Palace, they're not shopping in the same market that we are, in terms of they're not going and speaking to Riyadh Air or to Oracle and trying to get a £60 million a year sponsorship deal, because that's ludicrous, because they're not in any way, shape, or form going to get that. They're going to go to your, I don't even know, your deals or your Infinite Athlete before they got bought or whatever, and go and get your 20 million, 25 million pound a year deals. We're not shopping in the same store, so we're not currently fighting with anyone anyway, outside of maybe Arsenal, depending on how much truth there is to that report or not. We're fighting with ourselves. We're literally shadowboxing at the moment ourselves.
Can I just make a point, by the way?
And our shadow's winning. Our shadow's winning.
Can I just make a point quickly? Is Oracle the one that's owned by what's his name? The Ellisons, right?
Yes.
So
yes, Larry Ellis.
So can I just make a point quickly? We allegedly put in money to help them buy Warner Brothers, but we can't even get a shirt sponsor from these frauds.
Yeah.
This is crazy work, man. This is crazy work. We're giving guys free money to buy media companies, but they can't even give us a cheeky 50 million.
Question. I know you had that bet with Marshall, but I want to take it one step further. Do you think we get a Fun shirt sponsor before the end of the season?
No.
I said this already.
No.
It's too late now, man. It's too late.
Scott, I would have a bet with Marshall that we're not gonna have a shirt sponsor next year at all. The entire year, the entire season, we're not gonna have one for 26-27. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you. Oh my god. Yeah, no. I think this is more than half of the league have to find different sponsors.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's Wolves with DE Bet. Hold on. Hear me out. Wolves with DE Bet. West Ham United with Boyle Sports. Sunderland with W88. Nottingham Forest with Bally's Corporation. Fulham with SB OTOP. Everton have Stake. Crystal Palace have Net88. Burnley have 96.com. Brentford have Hollywood Bets. Bournemouth have BJ88. Aston Villa have Betano. Those are all of them.
I was about to say, yes, it's Villa, West Ham, Everton, Wolves, Palace, Fulham, Bournemouth. Did you say Bally's Corporation was one?
Yeah.
Forest, Brentford, Burnley, and Sunderland. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally, if you look at the top, or if you sort by value on all of the things, holy shit. Sorry, I've just seen Brighton's sponsorship, how much they're getting every year. Fucking hell.
Yeah, Amex.
If you sort it by value, outside of us and Leeds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The top 7 aren't affected. It's everything below that. So there's 11 teams. Need to change their sponsor.
Yeah. I mean, you're probably right that the markets are totally different between us and the other teams. Mostly because we're in Champions League. We're normally we're consistently in Champions League. We'll see at the end of the season. But all the exposure that us as Chelsea have and stuff, obviously we're gonna be shopping in a bigger market. But I don't know. A part of me also wants to think, what's to stop Riyadh Air for saying, well, fuck it. We're not in the Premier League. We need to be in the Premier League by any means necessary. It's the most watched league in all of the world. If Chelsea won't budge on 60 million, then fuck it. I'm going to go with Aston Villa. I'm going to offer them 25 million. They'll be more than happy.
Like I said, I'm going to go with Villa, I'm going to sponsor a team in Birmingham.
Listen, at the end of the day, they're a team. It's just hypothetical, right? They're a team that can get into Europe. They're a team that are in the Premier League. It's still exposure. I know it's not creme de la creme.
Branding, right? It's like Dior has the image of being a premium brand, and that's what Riyadh and Emirates and Etihad and Singapore Airlines. These airlines too. These are the premium airlines, so they want to be in the best teams, not in fucking as Scott said, a team in Birmingham. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Riyadh Air is not like, let me get the most clicks by putting my shirt on a fucking team in Birmingham. If you take a look at global numbers, right? We have more than Arsenal in terms of social media, right? As an example. So we're gonna have triple the amount, quadruple the amount, even in social media following that Birmingham, Villa have.
Yeah, I get it. It's just food for thought, really. You never know. It's not impossible. So that's kind of where I'm getting at. But all right, cool. I mean, it's not cool, but yeah, I don't think we're getting a Punisher sponsor this season again.
Yeah, let's go.
It is what it is. I don't mind the kits. I'm used to it now without Punisher sponsors, but it's just more of a nuisance when it comes to the transfer windows.
I am so fucking tired of these owners.
We know. We've known for
3 years in,
2,
I
3
got
seasons now.
7 more years of this shit.
Dude, the incompetence from everything is amazing. Like, we thought, oh, this shit in terms of sporting, fair enough, right? Like, they have the loophole, great. They can do the loopholes in that. But
Sure.
everything else, business-wise, fuck me, they're bang average. Like, you
Like, if-
tell me you still can't negotiate. You still, like, you got Damac, and then you're like, let's just fuck it up and I'll get a deal for the 3rd year in a row.
It's across the board as well, which is jokes. Like,
I know.
they
But
need
they're supposed to
every
be.
facet
These are
of, like,
billionaires.
running-
What's the point of you guys having connections?
in
What's
nearly
the
every
fucking
facet
point?
of running a football club or like hiring different members of staff to run a football club, they fail. Like in almost totality. It's incredible.
Like, what I don't get is you're a fucking investment firm. How are you struggling to get money for an investment? Like, literally, fucking Abu Dhabi owns Man City and they own Etihad, so it's easy for them. I'm pretty sure these guys have a majority stake in one of these big companies. How the fuck are we not getting a sponsorship?
I don't know. The
They're
truth
literally
isn't there, man. We
$100
get
billion
one.
investment company. Are you fucking shitting me?
I genuinely think. Listen, I can't believe I'm gonna say this. I think I could maybe run this company better than them. No cap.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry,
might
it's
be
not
able
hard
to.
at this point.
Listen, with the right advisor next to me, I
was
might
about
be
to
able
say,
to do
Ahmed,
something.
You know what I could do?
Good.
I'm not going to say I could run the club better than they could. Do you know what I reckon I could do better than they could? Is hire the right people to run it.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
at the very least, right? Because it must be hard running a club. I'm not going to say it's not right, but I'm saying, brother, if I need like to go and get a shirt sponsor, I need to like sort the business of the club out. I'm going to try and find the single best chief like finance officer I can in the world. I'm going to do everything in my power, and like I will go and try and find the best. They hired a guy who was at Tottenham prior to this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it makes sense because Tottenham have the most revenue, so that makes sense. But still incompetence because he's not doing as well. I think this guy's new because we fired the other previous guy, so we'll see how this guy does. I'll give him another 2 to 3 months. But after that, I would say fire him too if he doesn't get it done.
That's 2 to 3 months. Brother's been here he's been here over a year.
No, I thought no. Wasn't there a report that we fired the previous finance guy this year? Yeah,
I
that's
forget
what I'm
who it
saying.
was. I don't know if it was Tom Klein, but someone got
Glick,
fired.
Glick, isn't it Glick?
No, it was Jurassic who's not here anymore.
Oh yeah, Jurassic.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, sorry. Okay, well, I thought this was the guy replacing Jurassic. That's why I assumed.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, yeah. So it has been over a year. I was right. He
Oh, okay. Then
left
he's
September 5th, 2024 is when he left.
Mhm.
okay. Then he has no excuse. Sorry, I thought this guy was like been here only for a month to 2 months. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, but I mean, regardless, like you guys have very valid points. There's a lot of aspects of the way things are being run that just aren't running fully efficiently like they should be. We're leaving money on the table, and
No, Marshall,
then we're going to use that as an excuse for
I'll
why
be
we
honest,
don't get people.
Our club and our owners are a prime example of you being rich doesn't mean you're smart. I'll be honest at this point. You being
But
rich.
the thing is, like,
You're not-
though, like, and listen, I'm not in the mood, obviously, because, like, I'm sick. I'm not in the mood to, like, go back and forth on it. But if you look at the bigger picture, they did turn a profit in the window, and they had the biggest profit in the history of the Prem. So it's just like, you can't just, like, listen. Listen. If you want to talk facts and not feelings, you can't just like paint over a broad brush and say everything they're doing is shit. Like, no, they're getting what they want, which is making money.
Marshall, profit is not success all the time.
I never said that. I never said that. I never said that. Those words never came out of my mouth.
Marshall, you know how they're doing, you know how they're mostly doing that? By selling our academy products. Marina did a better job of selling people we actually bought, like Murata, and then selling them for the same price compared to what these guys are doing. These guys are making profits on our academy, which in Roman times we barely did because we were shit at selling academy products for the most part.
Well, I don't think let me try again. We really focused on it too much, to be honest.
Yeah. So
I mean, last season we didn't really. Who did we sell for that was in our academy? Pure profit
Last season, Matson.
Not last season. I'm sorry. This summer. Sorry.
This summer.
Because this summer was the window where we broke the transfer record or the profit record.
Who do we?
There wasn't anyone. Maybe one person. I don't know who though. I can't remember who. Did we sell Humphreys this summer? I think so, right?
Bashir Humphreys became permanent this summer.
He became permanent. Who was the other one? Did we get rid of Gilchrist or is he on a loan?
Yeah.
No, Petrovic wasn't pure profit.
No, Gilchrist, I don't think is on loan. By the way, I think he's still here.
So like you can't really use that argument, CP, because they didn't really have
academy kids.
Actually, no, we sold them. We didn't get pure profit from. We don't get the most profit
from the academy. We got. We made. Hold on. That's 30.
I don't think it was that much.
Oh no, he is gone. Fucking hell.
Yeah, Gilchrist is gone.
Wait, Gilchrist is gone on a permanent?
Yeah. Damn, I didn't even realize. We made 35 million from academy players in the window.
On actual profit, yeah, that's a lot. Profit.
But it's not like the majority. Again, like that's the one thing we said about the transfer window. We did a great job of selling.
We made 200 something million in sales, not 200 something million in profit, brother. We didn't make. We sold Nkunku for a loss. We sold Nkunku for a loss from what we actually bought him for.
A loss. We sold Carney for a bit.
Yeah, but the net spend in the window was a profit.
We sold Vega for a bit of profit. We sold. Who else did we sell? We sold.
Because on profit, that's where our academy projects are making most of our money from. Is the profit.
Chelsea for the 2025 summer window.
I was completely wrong. I do apologize. We made at least 40, potentially more, from academy because I didn't include Samuel Smith, Sturge, Williams, or Matos.
So it says right here.
We made at least 40 million from the academy in the window.
Yeah.
This is BBC in the transfer market. It says here for the 2025 transfer window, Chelsea had a relatively modest net spend of around -£3 or small profit, despite spending heavily £285 million because it recouped significant amount of income from player sales around £288. So we did have a relatively.
Yes, but most of but us being net positive is once again on selling our academy kids because in Nkunku we sold for a loss. Even though we sold him, it's for a loss because we bought him for 60 million.
We doubled our money on Lavia, and he's not Lavia. I'm sorry, Renato Vega.
Part of
yes,
you mentioned it earlier as well.
Yeah, by 60 million, 50 million on the academy alone. Profit, pure profit.
All of this profit talk as well is all cool when we made a substantial amount of money from selling a hotel on the women's team.
Oh yeah.
So I'd be interested if you took the women's team and a hotel out of it, how are we looking financially, and then compare it to like how much we made in terms of like with sales and whatnot.
Yeah, but I mean, other than that, I agree with what you guys are saying. It's just frustrating with the listen, I'm already used to it. I'm numb to it. It's to the point where what are you? I'm the type of person where I'm not gonna bitch, moan, and complain about a situation over and over again. I like to try to find solutions. So it's just trying to figure out what the fuck these guys are planning to do as a solution, because I'm not very convinced. And it can't be no solution. They have to have a plan. You can't run.
What do you mean?
We're not. There has to be a plan.
But you say that though. We're in the third year of no shirt sponsor, and I just asked the question earlier of, does anyone on the I'll direct it to you, but the other two answered it. Do you think we get a shirt sponsor by the end of the season?
No, I don't think so.
Everyone practically said no. That's going to be nearly the second year in a row that we almost end the season potentially without having a shirt sponsor. And their solution last time was to get a 7-week or whatever it was sponsor of like $1 million a game.
Yep.
That then finished. And they just did nothing with, because the plan was again to get 2 shirt sponsors, one for the Club World Cup, one for the league, and we've ended up with none. So you can say, oh, there must be a plan. Must there? as we're about to get to, by the way, in terms of when we talk about the bigger news, must there be a plan? What is the plan? Because I don't know what the plan is when it comes to anything with this football club. By the way, this is not just a sponsorship deal. I don't know what the plan is with this football club. I actually don't know what the plan is. I couldn't tell you.
These guys are the most arrogant people, honest to God, that have bought a football club. Honest to God, these guys are the most arrogant people. And I can say, I'm not even saying at Todd Bowley, because Todd Bowley is not majority stakeholder. It's Iqbali. Because Todd Bowley is minority in all the teams he supports, and they're all winning, besides this one. So the common denominator for me right now is Iqbali, and he is ass.
Yeah. Let's actually move on to another topic that I wanted to bring up in regards to criticisms of the ownership, right? And that's getting into the stadium news or lack thereof. So it's really kind of been an update and a confirmation of what to expect in the future, but also some things that kind of contradict it that just leave me a little bit confused and questioning what the fuck is going on with this thing. So I'm on the wrong tweet. And it's okay because I can just go back. All right. Anyways, so co-controlling owner Todd Bowley is thought to favor a move to Earl's Court or an alternative new site that would give Chelsea the chance to build a multi-purpose arena. A move away from Stamford Bridge would require the approval of Chelsea pitch owners, according to Matt Law. This was only recorded a day ago. And 2 days ago, we had an update in terms of the Earl's Court area. Kensington and Chelsea Council have approved of the Earl's Court development, which makes it very unlikely Chelsea can acquire the site for redevelopment. Hammersmith and Fulham also approved of the ECDC project. It means that the Mayor of London just now needs to rubber stamp it, but the biggest hurdles have been overcome. Explanation in regards to this as well is that this would force Chelsea to shift away from a new build site to redeveloping Stamford Bridge into a 60,000 capacity venue, which will require demolishing the current structure and displacing the club to a temporary home like Wembley for many seasons. Chelsea's likely main viable option is to knock down Stamford Bridge and rebuild a bigger 60,000 capacity stadium, likely meaning several seasons temporary stadium like Wembley, after the approval was made for the Earl's Court redevelopment project. Chelsea club sources have indicated that there are still considering all options for the future of the stadium, including a new ground at Earl's Court. So this is coming from The Athletic. And it came a day or two after the news that the approval was done. So it does leave me a bit confused as to, okay, is there a loophole that we're not aware of? Who knows? Earl's Court, London development experts remain skeptical over whether or not the plans can be funded in what is described as a hugely challenging market, which could still leave the door ajar for Chelsea. Chelsea told to put up or shut up over Earl's Court by key figures in London. ECDC planning approval doesn't kill stadium move, but makes it harder financially and politically. CFC urged to come to the negotiation table, and I don't disagree with this first part. That's the part that, at this point, we're 4 years in. You should have at least come up with a plan. If you wanted to move to Earl's Court, you hire an architecting team or whatever team you need to hire, get the schematics done, get the approval done, pitch it over to the Chelsea pitch owners, see what they say, and then you go from there. They haven't even been notified of any plans yet in terms of for Chelsea. So they have made zero moves towards a new stadium, and it seems that although Bowley wants a new stadium, Iqbali is more than happy to keep it at 60,000 and just expand off the bridge, which, again, by the time we're done with that expansion, in my opinion, we're still going to be behind everyone else. And other teams in the Prem will have made stadiums that have exceeded the 60,000 that we're looking to expand to. So it's looking more and more set that it's going to be an expansion at the bridge. However, there is still a slither of hope that something can get done at Earl's Court, but I'm not holding my breath.
I could be wrong, and maybe Ahmed can give more insight into this. It was local. I saw an article about the Earl's Court thing. Apparently, the Kensington Council and someone else had agreed a deal or something.
Yeah.
Which I think, from what I could tell based on the comments, basically killed any hope of us moving to Earl's Court.
So, as far as I'm aware, from what I just read,
It's
the
from
last
Nizar,
thing
yes,
left to
yes.
approve is the mayor's approval. That's it.
No. Score is right. That came out really recently. I think it's like a day
I was about to say, they came out within the last week. Maybe the last few days.
What the fuck?
What's that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Who wants to rave? You want to rave right now?
Wait.
All right. No. Here, let me pull up the tweet. I just had to get my drink.
Yeah, it was just Nizar. Yeah.
It was this. This is confusing, right?
I think. Let me see if I can find it.
It's from
Right
Nizar, BBC. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Chelsea's likely main viable option is to knock down the Stamford Bridge and rebuild it bigger to 60,000 capacity. Likely meaning several seasons at temporary stadium, likely Wembley. After Kensington and Chelsea Council have approved of Earl's Court development, which makes it very unlikely Chelsea can acquire the site for redevelopment.
You know what?
But even right here, it says Hammersmith and Fulham also approved of the Earl's Court division project. It means that the mayor of London just now needs to rubber stamp it, but the biggest hurdles are overcome. So it's not totally done, but
it's
at the final stages.
And you know what? Like, I kind of feel the same way Vic does, and I'm kind of, and this again comes back to these owners and what they've done. Not enjoyment. That's the wrong word. My patience for this has run out. I don't give a shit anymore. Just do the expansion and leave it at that. I'm fed up of hearing talks about this because nothing will get done. Because as has been shown with these owners, nothing gets done with any sort of vim or any sort of like urgency. It's all just plodding. Because apparently we have 50 years to wait to get this done with the rate that they're going.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't give a shit anymore. Just do the expansion and move the fuck on.
Can I keep it real, boys? Can I keep it real? What's the point in Andy Goldstein having a shirt at Chelsea?
Who?
Goldstein, the Spurs guy. The one that's a Spurs fan that's a part of the Chelsea ownership.
Who?
Is that
like
real?
Goldstein's the Bodie, that one that does like housing, that does like a lot. Is like I forget if he's an architect or but
is he the dude that tweets all the time? That people
no. That's a politician, mate. He's a spin doctor. That's different. I'm talking about the other guy. He's called Goldstein or something like that. He's bold.
I thought that's what the other dude was. The guy with the glasses that tweets all the time.
No. The guy that tweets a lot, Daniel Finkelstein, is a spin. Is a former Tory. He's a former conservative or Tories if you're in the UK. A spin doctor. So he used to do. So he's basically like a political playbook guy. The one that they used to like make political moves, and he goes through it with them. But the other guy is called Andy Goldstein. Can you write that up, Marshall? And I'm fairly certain it's a part of the group. Like, I've seen him before. He's bold.
What do you want me to do?
He wears
you want me to Google his name?
Yes, I'm fairly certain it's a part of the Chelsea group.
Andy Goldstein?
I think it is. Someone board come up, or am I just like chatting shit?
Andy Goldstein, British television presenter.
I forget who he is. Chelsea owner bold. And let me just type that in right now. Give me a sec while I'm typing.
Also, just to address the comment from Coco, because like I understand, I'm not saying it is easy.
Sure.
But at least with Roman, there was mitigating circumstances in terms of we would have moved. Like,
at least there was a plan.
I don't know. I don't know whether we definitely would have moved because obviously there's the Chelsea pitch owners, right? But I'm saying there was a plan in place in terms of if it was approved by the Chelsea pitch owners, and Roman was obviously allowed in the country, we were going to move to Battersea Power Station, I think it was. But the reason we didn't, or the reason it went nowhere, is because Roman was not physically allowed in the country. These guys do not have that excuse. They are there every fucking week.
Yes, that's the one. I think it's Jonathan Goldstein. That's who it was.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Right? So Jonathan Goldstein, the whole point of Jonathan Goldstein, was that because he used to do a lot of buildings and architecture stuff, right? And his whole thing was that we're gonna make sure that we get Chelsea do that. We brought this guy in. This guy knows how to do stuff.
It's more the same bullshit. Just it's like I said earlier, Ahmed. It's like
I remember what you're talking about now, Ahmed.
It's the same nonsense as when they came in and said about the business side of things, and like that's why they got all this like Jurassic in and now Gannon. I had a look, and that's what his name is. and all these other dudes. Like
He's
Roman
the
did such a
ex-Spurs
good
guy
job
that we
apparently. They've hired all these dudes who worked in this field and that field to improve the business side and to improve that field, improve this field, and it's all bollocks. It's all just shit.
Yes, he's a real estate and developer, Marshall. He's got like a whole thing.
He was the one that helped build the
I was about to say, I think he was involved in the building
Spurs
of the Tottenham
Stadium.
Hotspur.
Yeah, but like before even Spurs, that's what his whole thing was. And so my point is, yeah, what's he doing, mate? What going on for him?
Nothing.
He's chilling.
That's what I'm
man.
saying.
Well, I'm telling
And
you,
so,
son, it's literally, I'm telling you, bro, these guys are getting hired as a favor because they know a guy who knows a guy. Like, brother, it's
Oh no!
Honestly, that's
reckon
kinda how it was
you're
run.
like,
it's a
you know,
joke, bro.
the Chris Jurassic dude. I didn't even realize when I looked him up, bro. He's literally he works for Clear Lake.
he was a former Clear manager. You didn't know?
Yeah,
I remember.
I didn't know that, bro.
That came out. That
I
came
didn't know
out
that.
when he was.
That's why I'm telling you, bro. It's all, you know, I know this guy, we work this, that. It's like, yeah, man, just give it up, bro. I don't know what
It's all
to tell
favors
you.
for friends.
Yep.
I just think for me, listen, if we got to keep it real, lads, yeah, these brothers do not care about stadium building because if they cared about it, the
No.
plan would have gone through real quick, bro.
I
You don't need
I
too
think,
much.
I think Bully does. I don't think Clear Lake and Iqbali do at all.
Because as far as I'm understanding, and if we want to go back to the Civil War era, I think one of the reasons these two owners were fighting each other was because Bowley wanted the stadium, but Iqbali just wanted to expand.
No, but I think I disagree. I think they all care about the stadium, but obviously to differing levels, and I think they have a different idea of what the of what would be the best course of action. What I think they're doing, because they've shown to do this in every other area, is it has to be done their way. Like, and it's like what I said earlier. It's like the no urgency thing of like, it's the same reason this front of shirt sponsor. I don't think they don't want a front of shirt sponsor. They want a front of shirt sponsor. They want it their terms. It has to be perfect for them, otherwise it's not happening. There's no idea of like compromise or maybe do it this way. It might not be exactly 100% perfect what you want, but if it works for the club, it works for the club. And it's the same way with like the football league side of things. We have to win, or have to like win. Like I believe they want to win trophies to an extent, but it has to be their way. It has to be through this model. It can't be done in any other way. It has to be through this model with no tweaking. Like, that's cool and all. The world doesn't work like that, brother. Like, business and the world doesn't work like that. It can't be perfect the way you want it every single time. There has to be some level of give and take and compromise, and maybe you have to do it in not quite the perfect way you want, but if it leads to success and leads to more revenue, who cares?
See, like the thing is, the way they're thinking about it, and I'm obviously, as seasons go by, as news drops, as moves are made, we start to peel the onion a little further back on what our owners are trying to do and so on and so forth. It took this long to finally see, oh, okay, now I'm starting to see a little bit of the fruits of the labor towards the squad building that you're trying to do. Those being like Palmer, the Estevals, the Caicedos, and all that shit. Obviously, there's a lot of ungrowing, fruits of the labor, which you see in some of the recruitment we've done. But the way they're looking at it, I would like to believe, is that they're trying to see, we'll take marginal losses now if in the long term means profitable gains. And I think that's the same thing they're willing to do with the front of shirt sponsor. I think it's the same thing they were trying to do, or maybe willing to do with the stadium. Like, it feels that way, and that's probably why they're taking their sweet time until the right opportunity comes. Because again, like, I listen, this is real life. There's a lot of money and a lot of assets that need to be paid back for the purchase of this club, right? A whole consortium is backing it, and there's people with devoted interests and assets involved in this. When there's that much money on the table, I'm sorry, there is a plan. You will not convince me that there is not a plan. Whether you like the plan or not, that's a different story. But I know for damn sure there must be a plan as to why there isn't a front of shirt sponsor. Whether you want to believe the whole stupid thing with the case with Roman, wait till that gets done. The stadium, why haven't they pitched it? I would love to hear their reason as to why haven't they pitched an idea. What's the whole hold up? There's always a method to the madness with these fuckers.
have to disagree here.
I don't know, bro. I'm gonna be
because-
with you. I subscribe to the idea that at some point I'm just gonna Occam's razor it, and I'm just gonna say it's down to incompetence because it's the easiest answer available.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to run through. Oh, you know, it's this type of chess. What if they're just
Yeah.
incompetent? What if it's as easy as that?
It's
I
like
went through
it
it.
could
Listen,
be. It could be.
I went through the minute. I remember we won the Club World Cup. I'm like, I see now. You know, they did a masterclass. They're in a better position to negotiate, and then nothing happened. So after that, at that point in time, like if you couldn't negotiate immediately after we won the Club World Cup, right? We're world champions. We're basically at the height of all the hype that we had, and you couldn't get a deal then at that point in time. I'm
Yeah.
giving it up, bro. I'm be with you. Like it's just incompetence,
Yeah.
bro. You had all the cards in your favor at that point, and you couldn't even get a 1 to 2 year. Like you couldn't even get a 1 year, bro. You know, you couldn't even get me an infinite athlete for a year. No, we're just leaving money on the table now, and it's just. And I don't tell you, like this is bleeding into other aspects. I'm sure we're gonna have the conversation later on.
Can-
You know about the.
Can
about
you be
the
real? Can you be real?
Oh, that's next.
Can you
and
be
even,
real?
yeah, and even with the stadium, by the way, we need to give it up with the stadium respectfully. Like it's, I'm resigned to
Yeah,
the
I'm
fact
with
that like,
Scott. Just make
my
the
bro,
60,000. Just move
my
on.
kid. No, the thing is, the 60,000 one is, with all due respect, the worst possible option. Do you know why?
Yeah.
Because by the time we're done with the 60,000, right, we would have
Exactly.
spent like 3 to 4 years at Wembley, which is trash, right? And then after those 3 to 4 years, congrats, you went from the 17th biggest stadium in the Prem to 10th, to continue falling down every single year as other teams continue upgrading their stadium, to go from 70 to 80, the 80 to 90, the 90 to 100K, and the 100K to 110, whatever you want to say. They're going to keep upgrading it while we are stuck at 60K. For the amount of time and the amount of money it's going to take to go up to 60K, it makes no sense. I'm being with you. You just have to
Yeah.
wait for the generation that's holding onto the bridge to die. You know what I'm saying? To be 6 feet under, to be cold and dead, so we can move on with the future.
Where are we gonna move? Can I ask you a question, Awesome? You know, I think this is something that I don't.
Where are we gonna
actually
move?
put.
Listen,
Yes,
I'm
I need
with
to.
you,
No, no,
I'm
no,
with
no,
you.
no. Let's
I don't
ask the
care,
real
'cause
question.
no, I'm telling you. Do you want me to answer the question? Do you want me to have a crystal ball of what space is going to be available?
No, 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 no.
in
The
in
reason why
next-
I'm
in the
asking
next-
that question
in the next
you need
in the
to hear
next
this.
30 years, it's in the next 30 years we're gonna have
Alright,
this discussion
this is
when
why I'm asking
everybody's
you the
dead.
question,
So I
Awesome.
don't care anymore. I don't care anymore
Awesome,
about
I'm
where's it
talking
gonna be.
about-
Do you know why I don't care? Do you know what's gonna be available in 30 years? I don't. What if a meteor
Awesome.
hits London or something? I don't know,
Wait.
brother. How do we know?
RSM, you're arguing to a cone. Yeah, okay? Because you need to understand something, bro. Where are we gonna move after this? Because like the reason why I say this is because you need to think about the area in which Chelsea's in. Yeah, Chelsea is not even in Chelsea right now, bro. It's in Fulham border. Technically, it's like it's in between Chelsea and Fulham, but it's basically Fulham border right now. There is, I can promise you, in the next 30 years, there is a minimal to 0% chance you're going to be able to find land in the particular area that we are in. Yeah, if you exclude the Battersea area, even right, I'm going to include Battersea into this, by the way, which is where I live, right, and Kensington, right. Earls Court is a part of Kensington, by the way. It's in the same section, right. Even Fulham itself. I'm telling you this for free.
That's just
So
not
that
That's
is
not
true.
though.
Do you know?
Do you know why I can say that's not true? Hold up. Do you know why I know that's not true?
Why
You know
it's
why
not
that's
true?
Let me tell you, the most congested, right? The most congested and impossible place to find space right now in the entire world, brother. New York City. Have they stopped building new shit in New York City?
No.
Oh my! No.
Thank you, bro.
RSM. I
Yeah.
don't think RSM is getting the point. You're not gonna get lots of land like you're going to get to be able to build stadiums. This is not you're not gonna be able to do that, bro.
The thing
Is it-
is, though, okay, hold
The
on,
thing
hold
is,
on.
it's
'Cause
in
you're-
30,
the way you're
it's
framing
in
it, though,
30,
Ahmed,
bro,
is
wait,
like
wait,
it's
wait,
in
impossible.
30.
Listen,
It's gonna be in
look,
30
you
years,
need
bro.
you need to understand when I'm talking about plots of land. I am talking about particularly in the surrounding area. I'm not talking about if you want to go a bit more further west, a bit more further north, even more deeper south. But if you just want the regular surrounding areas and a little bit extra, it's gonna be nigh impossible to find it. I'm telling you that for free because
That's
right now in
Brother,
the UK,
this is not.
right
this
now
is
in
not, the thing
London,
is, that's
That's
just
not
Scott
okay.
can
You know
even
what? You know, Ahmed. Ahmed. We will agree to disagree because upon all evidence that I have seen, like I said, in New York fucking city, all right, even worse than London, and you're not gonna convince me, more expensive and worse than London, harder to build in.
Yes,
people
because
have managed,
it's in. Do you know what borrow in?
people have managed to build.
Does not know what borrow
in the next 30 years, we will revisit this conversation and see who's correct. Because talking about it right now, with all due respect, is a waste of breath. And the thing is, do you know who I can guarantee? Every single human who has said, I guarantee you about something in the next 30 years has been incorrect. Respectfully, bro.
That's fine,
nobody has been able to see 30 years into the future and say I'm correct.
I can give you right now, even if you don't want me to say 30 years, I can tell you just in the next 10 years. Okay,
but I agree, but that's what I'm saying. We're gonna need to wait 30 years till everybody dies out. All the old people, and the situation's completely changed.
But the thing is, no, hold on, because like Ahmed, the way you're speaking is like this is almost 100%.
I don't know if you can
okay, I'm just not even
actually. No, I actually work in these places. That's the difference. I wouldn't be saying stuff like this if I did not have some level of knowledge. I don't know if you know this, bro.
I'm not saying you don't have any level of knowledge. I'm just saying what you're saying is you're speaking in definitive.
The thing is, it's in definitive, and you're talking about a big city, right? Like there's no other big city in the world that we can base it and we can see what's happening off of. Brother, San Francisco, for example, has been crowded for decades. They're still building. LA been crowded for decades. They're still building, right? In the main areas. You look at places like, I'm telling you, crowded places. You think, oh, there's no space to build anymore. Guess what? They tear shit down. Like there could be a group of apartment buildings that are dead, dilapidating, and they have to take it down. And then an offer goes up for the plot of land, right? And they slowly start accumulating plot of lands to build shit. And I'm not gonna tell you, and I'm not gonna tell you that's a guarantee. You could be right.
Wait, hold on.
You could be right. But what I'm telling you is history has proven the fact that they will continue to find more places to build shit. It was nothing ever stays the same since forever time.
That's true. And that's
especially
not only
in 30
that,
years,
though.
bro.
Not only that, like it could be something as simple as like a new body of government takes over London and England. It's one of those where both parties agree, the mayor of London as well as the government and the higher ups, and they decide, okay, you know what, this whole law that we have where we can't block this view going upwards, we need to change it because we need to start, these other investment companies want to come into London, they want to build business and corporations, they want to build upwards because we have no room downwards. Like infrastructural decisions like that could change. It's something as simple as, oh, now we're going to stop this law about blocking or building upwards because we need to bring in more business to London, so on and so forth.
Never ever going away. I hope you understand that.
I don't know. You never know. It's stuff
never
like
going
that.
away. It's centuries old. That
in New York, in New York. Hold on. In New York, businesses come and go.
Rome stood for centuries longer, and that shit still fell, brother.
New York buildings come and go. Businesses come and go.
Brother, we tore down Penn Station to build MSG. By the way, in New York City, people understand this.
And like for example, the Best Buy theater. Well, that became a PlayStation theater. Then it became something else. Like, ownerships come and go. When they see that maybe in terms of the government, oh, I'm being taxed too much in New York, I'm moving my business elsewhere. Like this stuff happens in London, it happens in Dubai, it happens here. Like businesses come and go. Land goes up for sale and then it disappears. Like you never know what could happen. I'm not saying this is what I would want to do as a Chelsea owner. Just wait until the opportunity comes. Because I'll be honest, bro, there's only so much I can wait before I'm losing too much money. So I don't know how they're gonna build. I don't know what they're hoping on to. I don't know what loophole they have there, but it is ownership.
This ownership
it's also
isn't
not
doing
100%.
This ownership isn't doing the
I think
60
you
can.
need
This ownership isn't doing Earl's Court, bro. I'm telling you that right now.
I think what you guys need to understand, because I don't think you understand the perspective coming from here. I'm talking about our regular surrounding areas, bro. I'm not talking about even any other part of London. In the Pacific part of where we are, right, it is already owned by rich guys and billionaires, yeah, borrowing the regular council housing, right? The council housing is pretty much being already built by private equity, and they're building houses there already. Okay, because right now we're going through a housing boom in the UK where they're basically building all of these private housing essentially. Okay, that's something I do, obviously, in my personal job that I help to build right on the side. That is just one thing I learned. So I'm just talking about, even if we lose out on Earl's Court, where do we build next? The surrounding area is already getting built upon right now as we speak. That's one of the things I'm speaking about. So that's why when I'm talking about the 30-year period, those usually last for quite a bit of time. They have like a lease around about 50 years, for 50-year leases, by the way, before they get renewed. That's the minimum usually for some of these bigger buildings that they like to create before they then get obviously demolished and rebuilt. So we're gonna have to wait a bit of time. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait. Can I say
The
something on?
second point is the laws in the UK are kind of different to the laws in the US in the sense that there's a lot of old rules in the UK. It's very what's the word that it's very bureaucratic in that sense, right?
Yep.
A lot of stuff you have to go through. There's a lot of red tape in the UK, and that's still the red tape has not been removed as of yet even. That's why whenever I talk about a lot of this stuff here, it becomes like stuff like where I'm not sure we're gonna be able to find spaces to build in the surrounding area. That's the keyword. And then you have a question, right? Which is that if you then say we're gonna have to build maybe outside of Fulham, Kensington, Chelsea, and
That's not happening.
Yeah, it's not happening, bro. Because then that just becomes a completely different club.
Yeah. Can I speak on this? Sorry, RSM and Marshall, to sound like this. Me being at Stamford Bridge a couple of times and having family who lives around that area who are multimillionaires, that is the equivalent of having a place at the Upper West Side for people who live in Manhattan or Beverly Hills. They have too much money where the land you want to buy, because that's also the problem we have, is if we want to even expand even more, because the land we bought for 60 million was land for retired army veterans. If we want to buy the houses around them, it's going to cost us 50 to 60 million dollars alone on just buying 2 to 3 houses, because literally Mourinho lives in that area. That's why we're like, oh my god, he's amazing, he's a multimillionaire. Everyone's a multimillionaire to a billionaire in that area. That's why I agree with Ahmed. The place we just lost basically was our best shot right now. I also agree with RSM. We don't know what might happen in 20 to 30 years. Maybe that district that they're trying to build on right now that we just lost might not work out, and that might be available for space again, that particular area. But if you're talking about new areas, that's not going to be available right now, because every house is, first of all, cramped because it's London, just like New York, and they're all owned by multimillionaires to billionaires.
On the point
It's
of
the Upper
like
West
what I
Side.
Yeah, listen,
said earlier
famously
about,
nothing
like,
in New York City is owned by millionaires or billionaires either, bro. Come on now.
Yeah, but wait. You don't have a stadium in the Upper West Side, do you? You don't have it, right? You have it in the Bronx. You have it, yes, in Manhattan, but you don't have it in the Upper West Side, because that's where all the billionaires are too. You don't have major sporting events in that area, no?
I think that's
You don't have
the
anything in Beverly Hills
difference.
either.
I think that's
because we have
as far as I'm aware.
That's because we have
and
zoning laws and stuff about what you can build in certain places, but doesn't mean that the
Similar
land
to
is
London
there for
then,
that
right?
type
With
of
the
stuff.
eyesight
Not only-
thing.
Hold up. Not only that though, did you like again? MSG was built on top of where old Penn Station was. They demolished maybe one of the most beautiful architectural buildings.
Yes,
ever
but you're
built
talking
in
about
the
a
United
station.
States
You're talking about
to build
you're
MSG.
talking
No,
about a
but what
public
I'm saying
space.
is, but what I'm saying is, you guys are saying it's impossible. There's millionaires. This is that. I think in the spot where Stamford Bridge is right now, I do not see that happening within our lifetime, bro. Respectfully, I think there's going to be another Earl's Court type of opportunity in the very distant future. That's kind of what I'm getting at, bro. I don't think the thing is, under this ownership, I become 100% resigned to the fact that we are not seeing
Yeah, agreed.
a new stadium, period. Like under this ownership, we're not seeing anything. Not going to do anything on the stadium. They're going to keep switching around directors and names and everything until something ends up, until like they're going to keep kicking the can down the road and blaming the person they hire and fire. So just give it up with the new stadium, right? It's not happening. And again, going up to 60K isn't even worth the money, because by the time we built the 60K, we're still a joke in the Prem. So I'd rather just keep the bridge. I'd rather keep the bridges as it is. The 60K upgrade isn't worth it. It's not enough money for what we're going for the amount of time we're gonna have to wait for the return on it.
Where I disagree with you a little bit, RSM, not necessarily because you're reasoning, but like I would want them to go up to 60K at this point for two reasons. Number one, just to do it in terms of like just get the extra revenue, whatever minimal amount it will be. So like I can stop here. I can stop hearing the fucking excuses in terms of why we can't do this and why we can't do that. Is number one. Number two, because it's their money, and I'd love them to just spend their money and just realize what fucking idiots they were because they didn't do the move to Elf, or they didn't bother doing this and do it. Like I'd rather them just spend them. Just spend your money. It's not my money. I don't give a shit. Spend your money. It's not like you're going to spend it on anything useful in this squad anyway. So it's not like we're missing out on like not signing an Aussie man because they spent 50 billion on whatever it's going to cost on doing the stadium. Just do it. Fuck it. Yeah. Just do it at this point.
But the thing is, they have
when you look
this is the issue.
Like
I said, they have people that run the numbers that are literally the reason they're a private equity firm. Like they're now one of the biggest private equity firms on the entire planet, right? They have people that do numbers better than anybody. So the people who do the numbers know there's no reason to build a new stadium. It's never going to be worth it right now as things stand. So they're going to keep kicking the can down the road and feeding us lies or whatever. But they're never going to do it. That's what I'm saying. I'm resigned to the fact. They have people that crunch numbers, that their whole job is to crunch numbers and figure out if an investment is going to be worth it, if doing this is going to be worth it. The fact that we don't even have a plan, that Earl's Court was available, they were having issues, and nothing was proposed to the pitch owners just shows me that they're never going to do it because it's never in their plans to do it.
How long we've been in talks for the new stadium?
Fuck, since they joined the club, I think.
Talks,
they've had
bro,
it planned.
talks. I'm telling you, when they bought Chelsea, they ran the numbers, right? And they were like, okay, Earl's Court, can we do it or not? When they got the no on Earl's Court, they gave up because like, yeah, there's nothing else. Nothing else is feasible. We're just gonna let Stamford Bridge stand as it stands. When it falls, we'll rebuild it.
When it
Yeah,
falls,
I don't think anything's gonna happen. Like that's,
Yeah, no, it's
that's
not.
how I'm standing with it now.
No,
I'm okay.
but it's fine, man. It's fine. Listen, man. I'll breathe my last breath with the gate still smacking at Stamford Bridge, man. I'm one of the old guys.
One thing I will.
I'm one of the
I love that
90-year-olds
sound,
now that
I mean, another thing
don't
to
want to
add.
move, bro. It's over, man.
I do think another thing to add, yeah, is that
You live long
Listen,
enough to see
So I'm
yourself.
saying, I'm gonna live long enough to still see the gate smacking at the bridge, man.
No, we gotta take that with us.
I'm
man.
gonna,
We
I'm
gotta take
gonna
that
add
with
one
us.
more thing, yeah. So before I moved to the house which I live in now, yeah,
Yeah.
I used to live in a council estate in Battersea, okay, which is the equivalent of the project in the US, yeah.
The
That-
piece, okay.
Okay, that got built in the 1950s. Okay, for context, that was a post-war building for like regular working class housing. Okay, that's about to get destroyed actually in 2 weeks' time. Okay, look how long it's taken them to just redo those things. Okay, and that's back home in
About
the UK.
70 years, bro. An entire generation.
Okay, 70 years. That's the point I'm trying to make you guys understand. Okay, it is gonna take a really long while before you get
Yeah,
opportunity.
that's not what
for
you said
partners.
originally. Originally,
Yes,
you said there's
that's why-
0% chance this is
Yes.
happening.
You have to
That's
bang
the
on
point,
table,
though.
Ahmed.
No,
Wait,
no,
but
he,
that-
no,
but within-
that's
well,
he
that's what
said
he
there's
meant,
0% chance of this happening in the next 30 years.
Yes, and remember that's why
Ah.
I'm using my own house, right?
Maybe if
The,
you didn't
the
move
old
as
house that I
much,
used to live in, which is a council estate house, which is owned
Yeah.
by the council. Yeah, they can do whatever they want, bro. They can destroy that shit and rebuild it if they want to. And it's taken them 70 years. And again, this is not a shit area of London. Okay, this is an area of London where my house right now is just a little bit further, a little bit inner from it, is worth almost $750,000.
Only $750,000. That's rookie numbers, man. Get
Okay,
your money.
and that's
fine.
before.
That's a lot.
Listen, and that's before, by the way, we start getting a little to some of the houses that's next to me, like 1 minute away. Those cost 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, I just like listen. Again, I agree with you. I think one, like I said, there's no point in having this conversation because I agree with you. In the
Give me your
immediate
text messages. I'll show you.
in the immediate 1 to 2
Like I
decades,
said, you live in the
that-
slums. Jesus
bro. Like
Christ.
as I'm telling you, in the next 2 decades, there is not going to be anywhere to build. It was Earl's Court or nothing. So we just gotta give it up, right? Not only that, right? So that's one option already gone. Like we're not building a new stadium. So let's do away with that idea, right? It's not happening. And then number 2, right? Under this ownership, not only are we not getting a new stadium, we're not rebuilding the bridge. We need to give it up with that. Okay, it's gonna be 3 to 4 years at Wembley. How long? Because not only does the idea need to be presented, right? We need the idea presented to the pitch owners, right? They're gonna say yes. Then we have to apply for permission to be at Wembley, and then spend 3 to 4 years at Wembley, right? While they build, saying everything is built on time, which we know it is. Nothing is ever built on time, right? Ever. So by the time, even if we started right now presenting to the Chelsea pitch owners, we're going to rebuild the bridge, right? At where it stands, we're going to upgrade it. We're looking at what, like a 2035 return, 2033 to 2035 return to the bridge for the amount of money and time we're going to lose and waste at Wembley. It's not even worth it, bro.
I actually
that's what I'm
forgot to
telling you.
mention this too. Like the renovation thing of the bridge, by the way, might be more expensive than what you go to eat to the Earl's Court, by the way.
Ahmed, I told you, they ran the numbers. I told you, the number crunchers at Clear Lake, who are the best in the world at crunching numbers, ran the numbers. It doesn't make sense. It's not going to happen.
Yes, and that's another thing like to consider, by
You
the
don't
way.
gotta
right?
convince me. I know it is, bro.
That is
there's a skyscraper in New York City that is standing right now, empty, half built, because halfway through building it, they realized, oops, this is gonna cost a lot more than we thought, and it's just standing there, and it might fall. It's literally just standing there, and it's in danger that it might just fall randomly because it's half built. Like it's a joke, bro. The amount of money it takes to build big things in big cities. I'm telling you, it's not happening, man.
Motherfuckers got that fuck you money, bro.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's not happening, bro. I'm telling you. I'm going to go out, right? My last breath, and I'm going to see the gate smacking at the bridge, bro. I'm telling you right now, man. I'm taking that with me to the afterlife, just like the 90-year-olds today. It's not happening.
But the problem, you know what it is? So
my kids might see the new bridge, bro. My kids.
Listen, part of it, you know, is that low-key, and I'm going to, listen, this is a school of thought that I low-key adhere to, which is that you do lose something, bro, when you go to a bigger stadium, bro.
No, the thing is, Ahmed, listen, Ahmed, I agree.
Low-key, some of these stadiums,
Are you gonna go with this wholesome?
Ahmed, I agree, right? We can do the, wholesome Chungus 100. I agree. All right, awesome. In my feelings, you know what I'm saying? We're in my bag. My issue is, right, that argument stands, right? But it holds less weight every year when we fall down to a smaller stadium ranking in the Prem.
Also,
you know what I'm saying? Like my feelings stop caring when the first time I see a promoted team, right, that comes up with an 80, 90K, I'm done. I'm finished with the feeling. You know what I'm saying? We cried, we laughed, we shared smiles, but brother, we need to move on.
I also disagree slightly, by the way, with the bigger stadium thing, because there's been plenty of times that teams have moved to a bigger stadium and it's been just as good or better, right? Like, does anyone miss the Vicente Calderon? Does anyone wish that Atletico hadn't gone to the Wanda Metropolitano?
Bro,
does anyone?
The Atleti fans
does
don't
anyone
even miss
know?
him, bro.
Does anyone know where Bayern Munich played before the Allianz? Does anyone give a fuck about where Ajax played before the Johan Cruyff Arena? Like, the reason we say that is because of
Arsenal
stadiums like the London Stadium, or stadiums like
that is tragic. That's just nasty.
or like, for example, when what they called Arsenal went to the Emirates from Highbury. But I think part of that then came with the not winning shit. Like, I think if we win a bunch of stuff in the new stadium and the atmosphere is good, and you don't build a running track in it, and you don't make it full of corporate people, like, you can make it good.
Yeah.
Like, the being a bigger stadium is not what makes the atmosphere shit, or it doesn't make it worse than the previous stadium. It's how you build it, and whether you build it with the atmosphere and with all of that stuff in mind.
I don't disagree. Go ahead, Chris.
We ain't won the league since 2017 anyway, and
Woo.
we have won the Champions League in 21. So,
bro, we ain't even in the worst of the news yet. That's the worst part.
What? This ain't the worst?
Here we go, man. No, there's still there's a big discussion, man.
There's still more.
I tuned
go ahead,
in
Chris.
to
I didn't mean to
hearing
interrupt you.
no. That's what I was just gonna say. We ain't won anything too big in a while anyway. So
it might be a longer while.
Right now.
It's gonna be fucking years, man.
We'll see, because it might be a little while longer. Okay, let's get into
Marshall,
it.
I'm willing to contend with you that they don't win a single league title in there. Say they're here for the 10 years
in their
that they're
entire tenure,
they're not winning a league title in the entire tenure they're here for.
Yes,
I'm willing to
agree.
bet money on
We
that.
might pick up a UCL. I don't doubt we might pick up a UCL, but we're not picking up the league.
I probably agree with you.
So we're going to have
hold up. The caveat being, the only thing that could change that is if they sack the sporting directors and we get a new sporting sporting director.
Caveat, but
that's the only caveat.
I'm being genuinely serious. RSM, I'm being genuinely serious.
You know what's a better way to phrase it is under these sporting directors, we're never winning a league.
That's fair. But RSM, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I think there's more of a chance of Ahmed having a gender change than that happening, personally.
Whoa! Get cooked, Ahmed. The Ahmed show is crazy. I rate it though.
Wow.
What?
That's the name you don't see every day. Sterling, man. I saw a Sterling FIFA card, bro. Bloody hell. When did that come out?
In terms of that, I don't disagree. I think they're heavily banking on the youth. So hey, if they end up being right and all these young players that are up and coming end up being world-class speeders, then we're all in the mud, because there's no way to don't win the title like that. But that's time will tell, and I'm
the only reason OKC won is because there's a draft. There is no draft in football, brother. Everybody can get the same players.
Yeah, but we got the best ones, like Quenda and Mike
Quenda, I believe. I actually respect Quenda and Penders. I think they're gonna be good, but everybody else, bro, has been
that guy from Kairat. and
Brother,
Oh, shut up,
we're
mate.
who the fuck
brother,
else?
Well,
Anselmino can't stay
Ganacho,
fit. We're bringing in
Jennings.
Omega who can't stay fit.
Anselmino.
This is what we're cooking up for Maresca next season.
Yeah.
An unfit Mino, right? An unfit Anselmino and an unfit Omega. Cool. So we're gonna take away Lavia and then give him
unfit
2
too?
injury-prone players.
Yeah, well, it gets
Ooh.
worse. So a little bit of an unveiling of the transfer
Worse.
policy. Not really surprise. Actually, there is a few little surprises because I was under the impression it was going to be absolutely zero business done. But maybe we might do something.
Brother, no,
here
we
or
have to do
there.
some business because we have to move on. Disasi, no matter what. Disasi's moving on. We might see Sterling move on.
Yeah, George.
Badia Shield maybe as well.
George.
So that's 4.
Yeah, we'll talk about
4
George.
who
We
might move
actually
on.
I have a George topic later. So let's go over some of these tweets. So this was from early in December. For this season and next, Chelsea must maintain a positive transfer balance. The cost of players added must not exceed those being removed. For any new players to be registered for their squads in European competition. We continue on. That was from The Athletic. So this is one of the players we were linked to. I should have put this in another segment, but it's okay. Chelsea have a long-standing interest in Murillo, but he is considered to be a starter level and is not in the club's radar. The focus is more on players for the future. So Athletic reporting that Murillo is not going to happen, but there were links there. Matt Law then on the 17th of December came out and said the following. Chelsea could also make a move for a central defender in 2026. The club are likely to see how Colwell returns from injury and whether or not a defender leaves before finalizing their plans in that position. Mamadou Sarr and Aaron Anselmino also need to be assessed. Barring injuries, that force them into a market or any unexpected opportunity, Chelsea do not expect to be able to use the January transfer window to improve their squad, according to Matt Law. Kieran Gill also says here that sources say Chelsea are not planning on splashing the cash in January. Rather, the pressure is on Enzo Maresca to nail the rotation policy from now on. Going on, it has been made clear to Maresca and Chelsea's youth-led model won't dramatically change because it is backed by the hierarchy and starting to bear fruits. Co-owner Begdad Iqbali, along with the sporting directors Lawrence Stewart and Paul Stanley, believe the project is starting to pay off. Continuing on, Chelsea planned midfield summer signing to ease Caicedo and Fernandez's workload. Chelsea have previously shown interest in Kobe Mainoo and Adam Wharton. We'll discuss those options later on. Chelsea will sign at least one new midfielder in 2026, having seen head coach Enzo Maresca forced into playing right backs Reece James and Malo Gusto in midfield to help cover for injuries to Romeo Lavia and Dario Isugo. So it's looking like this is going to be identical to last January, where it's just going to be signing youngsters ahead of time or looking for opportunities and planning to make moves in the summer. If it's anything like this past summer, I want nothing to do with it. You said you did all this pre-planning and it took you how long to get Gittins? We didn't have Gittins for Ola Club World Cup. Why? Because you had pre-planned. Okay. The lap came through the door. That was relatively quick. But everyone else that we wanted, all these other targets, Garnacho, Hato, all these other players came way after the window, which we had to get them for Club World Cup and all this. So it wasn't pre-planned. You didn't negotiate these ahead of time. You're doing it on the spot, and you're doing it again. So, listen, I already know there's a pipeline coming up. I know we're not going to sign players of great magnitude. We're going to depend on the players that we sign today to be fit for us and fitting for the team 2 or 3 years from now. So I just hope the pipeline is good at this point.
Do you know what's jokes, by the way, Marshall?
Go for it.
I'm not saying this is always going to happen, but I just find it quite funny how the 2 dudes that they did the most pre-planning on have been our worst signings of the summer.
Yeah, can we get them off my screen? I'm pissed. Can we just...
Also, so there's 2 tweets that you went through that I just want to touch on. The Murillo one. So what they're effectively saying is he's too good for us to sign.
Yeah, he's a starting level.
Huh?
They want a player who's going to be okay with rotation.
He's too good for us to sign. Okay. Second one, I brought this up on Lewis's stream. The tweet about the midfield options, wanting Mainoo or Wharton to take the workload off Caicedo and Enzo. The fuck is Santos and obviously Asugo's there. What the fuck is Santos here for then?
I mean, to be fair, that is only one
For
player.
day trips?
No, I
For
think
work
Lavia,
experience?
I think Santos for me is clearly supposed to be the Enzo replacement.
But
And then
that's what I mean, RSM. Like,
and then
if-
Lavia was supposed to be the Caicedo replacement, and Sugu was supposed to be the understudy to both of them, but that has clearly failed. So like I think they're pretty much.
No, but RSM,
giving up
I
on
agree with
Lavia.
you in terms
I
of
think that's
the
what it is.
Santos and Enzo thing. But then, why are you apparently looking at Kobe Mainoo to reduce
Because
the?
they want to move on from Lavia as the understudy. They want to give the
Oh,
opportunity.
no,
Yeah,
no,
I think
young
Lavia's
players
on his
can-
way
can
out.
Again,
develop.
RSM, that makes sense. My point with it, like, if you want to move on from Lavia,
Yeah.
the go-to replacement is Wharton. Like, Kobe Mainoo is not a one-to-one replacement because he's not the same style of player. He won't play in the same position. Like, you say pivot, but he's not going to be the same type of
the
player.
way I'm looking at
But-
it is in terms of not. I think what they're looking at is all right, Caicedo, Sugu, right, and then you have Enzo, Santos, and then you have a kind of a young center mid that can do a bit of both of the game, that can be an understudy to both of them, that you can maybe mold into whatever kind of player that you might want in your system. So
Can I
that
be
way,
honest?
like it's.
I
a player that can
mean,
fill
I
in one of the
guess,
backup
but
spots.
like,
I know, like that's why I just think it's going to be a one form replacement in the sense that a midfielder in Lavia they're giving up on, and they want to get another midfielder in because they can no longer rely ever on Lavia being in the plans. And the reason why they also don't want to sign a starting center back, by the way, is because in their mind the ideal center back pairing is still Cole Fofana.
And to be honest, Scott, like when you think about it, realistically, Santos is our only midfield backup. We have Caicedo and Enzo, and if Caicedo or Enzo were to fall for an injury, Santos immediately steps in because Reece
Marshall,
isn't supposed to be in the midfield. He's only in the midfield because Lavia is not available. Malo Gusto is probably in that same boat because Lavia and Isugo are not fit. So
no, Marshall,
I get the
100%
Kobe
agree
Mainoo
with
thing.
you.
Yeah.
But Santos already isn't playing enough. We're already not seeing enough rotation between him and Enzo. So
Yeah.
what's this like? We need to buy midfielders to take the workload off. Like the Caicedo one, I kind of understand because Isugo's just been injured. Even though like if everyone's fit, he would be the backup. Buying another midfielder, unless Lavia is leaving, which he might do. In which case, I wouldn't buy Kobe Mainoo. I'd buy Wharton. That's the or Anderson.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
the
depends though, and this is
replacement.
what I'm saying. It depends though. Do you know why? Because if Mainoo's pushing to leave and they believe that they can get a discount on Mainoo, like they believe they got a discount Garnacho, they're gonna go for Mainoo over Wharton, even if the profiles work for the squad, because in their mind it's a better profit opportunity.
They will do that because they have no
They will do
sense,
that.
and it's like
Yeah, exactly.
they
They will
just
do.
see
That's what I'm saying.
business.
I'm telling you right
See
now
how it's going to
because
work in terms of
the report came out, by
speed.
the way, that
I agree with
the
you.
report came out that Mainoo was signed off on the shirt that his brother wore. He knew about it and he supported it, which to me is like Mainoo's going to push to leave United no matter what. Like I think that he
He's
just kinda
pretty
burned
much
it.
going to follow in Garnacho's footsteps.
Exactly.
This is facts
And
as
in
well,
that
though.
case,
He doesn't
bro, we
fit the
were one of
team
the first clubs
anyway.
interested.
He doesn't fit the team literally anyway as well with how we are currently set up.
Brother, we
It's not
don't
even
play
saying he's a
midfield
bad player.
three. We don't play midfield three. So
He doesn't. Yeah, he played best in the midfield 3. He's not a 10 and he's not a 6. So where the fuck is he playing?
You don't think he can be in the like a backup to Enzo Fernandez?
We're not set, bro.
No,
he's
no,
not
okay,
agreeing.
Marshall,
He's not
Marshall,
agreeing.
Again,
He's not
Marshall,
agreeing
there's-
to be sent to Strasbourg. Give it up, man.
Okay,
No,
can I
Marshall,
be
there's a
honest?
few things with this. Again, there's a few things with this, and this is why this whole thing makes no sense to me with the Kobe Mainoo thing specifically. Number one, the current backup, we already have a backup to Enzo Fernandez in Santos. So
I agree.
are we saying he is now a write-off? Because if you're
No.
bringing Kobe Mainoo in,
No, because Santos can do Caicedo's role. He's done it.
Loki. Scott might be spitting about the Santos.
I'm not saying it's ideal. I think Isugo's more fit for that role, but
would you
Isugo's
not-
also
would
under
you not have
scrutiny
tried
of
to-
getting sold too. So
would you not have? But hang on, so Isugo is now the possibility of being sold. So why did
that's
you bring him
rumor.
in
I
in
don't
the
think it's gonna
first
happen,
place?
but yeah.
Yeah, I just want to make the
My
point.
whole point to this comes back to the same thing. What the fuck is the plan? Like RSM said it perfectly. There is no plan really. Like I'm just kind of having a talk just to highlight how stupid this is, because there is no plan. It's just a business sense of it's going to be a cheap deal because he wants to leave. We can fleece potentially United, even though we kind of got fleeced for the Garnacho thing. United again get a cheap deal. It's going to cost us less than it would Wharton. But ultimately, this makes no sense. He's going to take the place of the guy that we've been so high on in our midfield, which So we're just writing him off. He's just a write-off now because he's not going to play the Caicedo position, Marshall. You can say he can. He's not going to. He's just not. So he's now the backup to the backup in that position. So he'll be sold because we already see what these guys do.
Who is Sugo?
No, Santos. To sign a guy
Santos
who I
is not
can't
gonna get sold. Give it up, dude.
Marshall.
When the fuck is he playing?
Marshall,
so it's
You read the comment down here. He's both versatile. He can play as an attacking 10. He can play as a 6.
Where has he played under this manager?
As an attacking 10 and as a 6.
The thing is,
he's played more games in the Enzo role than he has in the Caicedo role. Yes,
he's played them both, and he's done a good job.
He's
had good games in both.
Role.
Yeah, Marshall, I'm gonna be honest with you though. We need to
I'm sorry, I didn't realize this is the end of the season. That's all he's gonna play. Like, are we pretending like he can't play there
Marshall,
more
we're
in the
halfway
future?
through the season. I'm talking about a guy
We're
like
not
showing
halfway through the
trust to these
season. We're
players.
almost halfway.
Bro, we're basically
halfway
halfway through
through
the season. That's
I'm
not
talking about the
the
trust he's shown on these players.
Marshall, how many games have you got left till halfway through the season, bro? We're literally 2 games away.
No, we're not. What game week is it? 13? 14?
I think he's
What?
played
It's
18.
17 at the weekend, bro.
Marshall, give me
17,
17.
Bro.
And by the end
Give me a
of the
break.
month,
It's-
bro, by the
shit's
end of
been-
the,
I said by the end of the month. No,
we'll be on game week like 20, 21?
Yeah, we'll
20,
be by game week at 19 or 20 by the end of the month.
Yeah, so the
So
point
we're
I'm
2
trying
game
to
weeks away from the halfway point.
So we're halfway at the end of the court. So we're effectively, by the time we make these signings, halfway through the season. Unless the next 3 games, which I highly doubt it, Santos is going to play that 6 role every game for 90 minutes. I'm just going to assume that he's going to be played in the same role he's been played, which is the backup to Enzo, which is the Enzo role, which is what Maresca has said from the minute he's got to the club. Santos has got to the club. So let's go back to the point of what is the Mainoo? So Mainoo is taking the place of Santos in the team, theoretically speaking, because the other thing that I know Joey has this idea. I don't subscribe to this. Is he takes the place of Buenanotte. He's not a 10. Mainoo isn't. The time he played 1 game in the 10 under 10 Hague, 1, and when he's played in the 10 under Amorim, it's been, let's say, mixed. He's not your natural 10. He's more comfortable in a midfield 3. JRSM said, we don't play when everyone's fit. So, like, again, I know what the point is. I'm just putting the question out there. What's the fucking point?
Wait,
I think for me,
though? Because I didn't know we were talking about Mainoo until you just said Mainoo.
He's a potential signing.
Let Ahmed go, and then I'll unveil that.
So Chris, basically, it could be a potential signing. Obviously, you remember we've been linked to this guy. We've been linked to him for quite a while. But like, I think the point about Santos is interesting because obviously he's played a game here and there. Obviously, in terms of usage, right, I would probably say it's been low to somewhat medium. I'd probably say I think that's a bit more of a fair take, if I'm being honest. He hasn't. I don't think, barring really the Burnley game, and there's one more other game. Really, I feel like
Barcelona, I think it was, and
Barcelona.
He
played decent amount in, right? And I just think for me, listen, I look at that and I'm just like, is this maybe him obviously settling and taking time, which I would like to hope so. But when you're hearing guys like if Kobe Mainoo comes in, it then brings it to
that point.
Then for me, it then brings into the question. Then, you know, obviously, are we changing obviously Santos's role now in the team? Obviously, firstly, right? I think that would be the natural assumption that we would go for. Is that now that he's more so like a backup to Caicedo, he's more so like the 6th role now for us, where he's doing that job that Caicedo is doing for us, right? Then I think the second question then becomes, if that's not the case and he's still keeping it for the Enzo role, does that mean you're making Kobe Mainoo the 6th? Which in that case we've seen doesn't necessarily worked out well, or does Maresca have a plan obviously to make that work? But if all those things are obviously no's, then the natural question becomes, are you planning to sell Enzo? Are you planning then to sell Santos? Right? If all those questions are no, basically, if that makes sense.
That's the stupidest thing I see. If we
right, and that's why I'm asking. I think that's why I think it's a valid question to ask. Right? Why isn't Caicedo? What is the plan for us when Kobe Mainoo comes in? I think that's the right question to ask, right? Because you can't just keep throwing on players, right, and then expecting the manager to play them, if that makes sense.
Is there concrete?
Because the manager has shown consistently, and I'm pretty sure you agree, Marshall, and everyone here in the panel would agree. Yeah, if you just throw him a player that he has no idea what to do with or he doesn't like, he's not gonna play them, bro.
I think the thing that I will say, just on a slightly more positive note, is, like I said, this isn't me saying that like Kobe Mainoo is not a good player, and there are obviously ways I think it can work. I think where I'm at is like there's just so many variables in this deal and in this move that would have to go right for all of the pieces to fall together. And like I feel like some of those pieces and some of those variables could be done now. In terms of, like, as an example, if the idea, or if there was an idea of maybe you bring Mainoo in, and this has been something that's been talked about, I think from the end of last window, or the end of the summer window, or at least just after it ended, you could have an idea, for example, right, of pre-pause grooming Andre Santos to be the Caicedo role or be the Lavia replacement, right? By playing him in that position a bit more, by coaching him in that way. But all we've seen in terms of his usage has been either in the 10 role initially, or the box to box 8. We've seen a couple games of him in the 6, or the like more defensive 8. So like that's where I say like I think there are ways you could have gone about this to make it make more sense than it currently does. And so that's where I'm a bit just unsure about the whole thing. Like I said, if we end up getting Wharton, I mean that's the perfect 1-to-1 replacement for Lavia, about as perfect as you can get in terms of profiles and shit. That would make way more sense, because then you're not taking like someone's spot apart from the guy you're selling. Yeah. You're not having to rejiggle people in the team and all that stuff. So yeah, that's just a bit. As I said, the Kobe Mainoo one I find weird because I don't think it fits. Well, I know why they're doing it, like RSM said, but
let's look at some of the targets, and I'll give my perspective on this whole thing. Preparations for next summer's transfer window are already underway, with Chelsea prioritizing midfield reinforcements and assessing possible targets. The club plans to bring at least one new midfielder in 2026 to provide cover for the injured Lavia and Isugo, according to Matt Law. So, try not to get too rage baited. Chelsea have seen an €8 million bid for Dilian Nguessan rejected. Saint Etienne have set their asking price for €12.5 million amid interest from Arsenal and Brentford, according to L'Equipe. So that's a rumor here. Another rumor we have here from Sacha Tabulari. Chelsea took action immediately after the Sunderland loss match against the Blues on October 25th, contacting Sunderland to find out the price asked to sign the young talent and 20-year-old midfielder Noah Siddiqui, a direct approach that has become very serious on the part of Stamford Bridge. United have kept Siddiqui in the crosshairs for a long time. The Red Devils had already approached the player's clan at the beginning of the season. United could turn to Siddiqui if the track leading to Baleva proves too expensive. This is from earlier in December. Another rumor. So then we have this former Everton CEO Keith Wyness earlier this month, or a few days ago, said Adam Wharton is going to be one of United's targets, and I think that Kobe Mainoo may find himself reinventing himself at Chelsea. That's the whispers I've been hearing. I think it would be good for Mainoo. And then Matt Law reporting yesterday that Chelsea have previously shown interest in Manchester United midfielder Kobe Mainoo and looked at the signing Adam Wharton from Blackburn Rovers before he joined Crystal Palace. I don't remember those links, but sure. I think we're thinking a little too much on the whole Santos thing. I think we're not giving him enough credit in terms of how versatile he is. I don't think he's a attacking midfielder. I just think he's a midfielder. I think he can all around do a decent job at being the defensive midfielder. If Caicedo needs a break or if Enzo needs a break, I think he can do a decent job attacking as an attacking 8. So I think I'm not shoehorning Santos into like, well, if Kobe Mainoo comes in, then that must mean Caicedo's backup is Santos. I think it's going to be a little bit more versatile than that. In terms of Kobe Mainoo, I could see Kobe Mainoo coming in and fulfilling a backup role kind of to what Enzo Fernandez's role is in the team when Cole Palmer's available, as just like an attacking 8 option or like a box-to-box option that can help, solidify the midfield and keep the midfield ticking a little bit. Creative-wise, he has it. I would prefer Adam Wharton. I do like the idea of Kobe Mainoo as well. I think there could be a way to fit them in, if especially the likes of Lavia and Isugo, and Lavia, who I think is most likely to leave, are just no longer in this club. But I'm not opposed to signing a midfielder. I think Lavia is on his way out.
One would have to leave.
Who? What? Huh?
Locatelli. What are we saying about Locatelli?
Locatelli's. I don't know about that guy anymore, man.
He's good, man. He's a good passer. He can do that stuff.
I didn't
we need him
realize we were
to
back in 2020, man.
be applying. Well, listen, I like him I've always liked him as a player since
Yeah,
then.
but we
still
don't.
think he can do a job.
We don't.
By
the way, Marshall,
we don't rate your
30, 29, something like
Yeah,
that.
give it up, man. We're not signing him.
What, Marshall? The one thing I would say, by the way, on the Kobe Mainoo thing, I was wrong. There is one other way that you could sign him, and it would make sense. It would require someone leaving, which I don't think would leave. If Enzo leaves, then it makes sense because you put Santos as the starter and then Kobe's his backup. But based on what we're hearing, I doubt that happens. Unless Real Madrid just are that set on him.
Desperate.
Listen, I'm off camera because I've had eye surgery, so chill out, please. Thank you.
About time, you fraud.
Yeah, listen, that's what I call it when I
Okay.
smoke weed too, man.
No, someone asked me why I'm off camera, and I told them I've had eye surgery today. I'm being serious.
No, Ahmed, I know you're being serious. I was making a joke.
No, I was talking to Scott. No, you mate. If you want to see, like a very nice Mangekyo Sharingan eye, let me know.
I'm okay, man.
I'm good.
But yeah, I mean, who would you guys prefer, Wharton or Mainoo? I think Wharton is more fitting.
You need to look at the profile. The profile we need.
Also, I'd rather Elliot Anderson.
The
than
profile we need is
Mainoo.
Wharton, but it's gonna be more
Really?
expensive. There's gonna be more competition, and I told you.
Elliot Anderson is a good option too. I don't know. I'm surprised you're not into him, to be honest.
Marshall, I'd rather like
Mainoo
a
if he's
Bruno
available, if
G
he
over
wants to come
Kobe
to Chelsea.
Mainoo.
Really?
Yeah, because again, it's
Bruno G,
profile
yeah,
wise.
Who Bruno G? Why would we want an actual shin kicker?
I would like to have Bruno G in this team.
As I'm saying, I'd rather him over Kobe Mainoo from a fit perspective.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
again,
The thing is, like,
from a profile
the thing is,
perspective,
we are going to have conversations that are logical because we're like, okay, what profile does the squad need? Unfortunately, our sporting directors don't work like that. They're going to see what is a profit opportunity of paying like 90 M's for Wharton because that's what it's probably going to be this summer as every club tries to sign him, right?
They're gonna
versus
milk us.
Kobe Mainoo, desperate to leave United, probably wants to come to Chelsea, and that we can convince, listen, hey, do the same thing Garnacho did. Just say it's Chelsea or nothing.
Bro,
Chelsea or bust.
you don't think
and we'll
Garnacho's
get you for
talking to
cheap,
him
bro.
and telling him to come to Chelsea?
I hope
I'm
he isn't.
telling you that's what's happening. And we have, I guarantee you right now, we have a good relationship with United because of all the buys that we've done recently.
Oh yeah.
Bro, we have a good
So-
relationship with everyone because that's like one of their most important things is having a good relationship with everyone.
So I'm telling you right now,
Networking.
everything that we're saying is going to make sense in terms of this person would be better or we could do this. That's not what's gonna happen. We're gonna buy Kobe Mainoo and then we're not gonna sell Lavia and we're gonna tell Maresca figure it out.
Wait,
And that's when
That's
Maresca
actually
be like,
fact.
yeah, I'm gonna leave it.
And
Until it's gonna happen, by the way.
listen, and that's it, and that's what he got himself into. So, big
Nah,
man,
shut up.
time to do your
Yo,
G.
look, I tell you,
Time to do your job.
Ahmed. So, Ahmed, did you get the eye injury from the boot kicking you as you licked it, or?
No, because I'm objective. That's the difference between you. If my job tells me, if my job makes me sign,
what a
a
company, man.
contract to do.
What a great company,
my
man.
job-
You know, I'm glad that
my
your
job
life is
made
all
me
about
sign a
providing
contract,
shareholder
bro.
value, dog.
My job made me sign a certain contract, which requires me to do certain things. I have to follow those things, bro. That's what it's
Is
giving
that
me. If I
what
don't want
Joe
it,
back-
Well,
Listen.
wow, amazing, brilliant. Well done, super good job.
Listen, bro. I'm telling you, no backbone, no morals at any point that you're allowed to speak out. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be a company man, toe the
Listen,
company.
that's
man.
what I'm here. That's what I have to do.
Yes,
You know,
man,
all about,
Ahmed.
and that's what it's called being a bootlicker. That's what I'm saying, man.
And listen, that's what he signed up.
I took it personal.
I didn't hear you, Ahmed.
I said he signed up for that, bro. He signed up for that, bro. Not
So
me.
those a couple of seasons ago, come to the third transfer window of his, I guess. He signed up for signing more players in the same position and not signing maybe.
Listen,
another centre-back.
they told him we gotta do the signings. You got to do the work on the pitch. That's
And
what
when it
that's what they
fails,
said.
and when it collapses and fails, it's on them.
Fair enough. I don't disagree on that.
When they don't win the big trophies like Premier League, Champions League, they go wonder why.
Can I ask? I don't think they're expecting a Premier League or Champions League right now. I'll keep it real.
Not the way they sign players, yeah.
Yeah. But listen, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. There's got this yeet himself out. I'm assuming.
What?
What?
You listen to Jey Uso too much.
This got yeet himself out. Like did he just leave?
Jey Uso rot, man. Brain rot.
Let's talk about the main.
Say no
topic
to
at
Jey
hand.
Uso, man. Listen, man.
Alright, not Jey Uso.
Chris, I saw a white guy cosplay as Jey Uso, man. 26-year-old man
Oh,
cosplaying as Jey Uso, Chris. The game's gone, bro.
that's a shame, man.
What happened to the Ginkers, man? That's like Marshall cosplaying as John Cena. Don't make sense, man. Oh.
All right, let's get into it. Let's talk about Maresca, because that's the big talking point today. All right, Maresca's under fire, and I think the writing's on the wall. He might not make it after this season. Let's get into it. So a lot of tweets here. Bear with me, people, and let's see what we can do. All right. So first one from Lloyd Canfield. Breaking. It is understood Enzo Maresca's comments were aimed at the club hierarchy. Chelsea co-owner Begdad Iqbali was out of the country when Maresca dropped the bombshell by claiming that the previous 24 hours, or 48 hours, I think he said, had been the worst of his time at the club. Iqbali, the most powerful figure within the Blues ownership, rarely misses games and is due back over the festive period. The Chelsea boss usually conducts a post-match debrief with Iqbali and the sporting directors. It is unclear whether or not this took place following the Everton win. It is the second time this season Maresca has highlighted a rift between himself and the board. Ben Jacobs had also this to mention. Chelsea's owners are known to appreciate Arsenal's model, and specifically Mikel Arteta, who also won a trophy in his first season at the Emirates Stadium and went through tough spells as well. Still hasn't won anything. Breaking. So Ben Jacobs giving us a brief as well. The Chelsea boss is believed to understand the logic of Chelsea's rotation policy and also wants to ease the burden on certain players. But when the chopping and changing backfires, including the loss to Leeds, he feels he's being scapegoated, often via the media. Despite rotation being a core part of Chelsea's strategy, something that's encouraged, not simply done out of necessity. Maresca has also had to deal with the long-term absence of Levi Colwill due to an ACL injury, and said publicly he wanted another defender over the summer, but Chelsea's recruitment team decided against it. And Cole Palmer has been absent with groin injury in recent weeks, while Moises Caicedo missed the Everton game. Maresca feels like when the form dips, those mitigating circumstances aren't always appreciated. Matt Law reporting, one source tells the Telegraph, if Maresca wants a war, then there will be only one winner, and it's not him. If he is looking for an easy way out, then he needs to be careful. If he wants to stay past this season, then he has a funny way of showing it. Sources believe Enzo Maresca has become fed up with having to explain himself internally at Chelsea, and that he doubts whether or not some of those in control really trust him. We'll continue on here. Maresca refused to retract his comments about experiencing the worst 48 hours he's had at Chelsea, but instead he is happy at the club. Pressed further on what he meant by his comments made after the 2-0 win over Everton, the Italian tried to downplay the situation. Enzo Maresca on not feeling supported in the build-up to Everton. I already spoke about that. I don't have anything to add. It's Cardiff tomorrow. Please, I already spoke about that. I was quite clear. And adds, absolutely yes, when asked if he's happy at Chelsea. I love the Chelsea support. They deserve the best. Matt Law, rather than wearing this is the whole speculation that, he's not been wearing the Chelsea outfit and the Chelsea gear. He's taking jabs at the ownership, and maybe it's true, but I don't know. I think this is way too simple. We're looking into too much of the detail here. We're stretching here. But Matt Law said, rather than wearing the mint green club-issued tracksuit he had appeared comfortable in, Enzo Maresca has started dressing in non-Chelsea branded clothes since the defeat at Leeds United. It may be significant, it may not, but Maresca has created a guessing game around his intentions. It is not the first time Enzo Maresca went for his own outfit. Against Brentford and Manchester United, both in September, he ditched the club tracksuit. For Manchester United, he went for the black suit, black raincoat, black shoes look, and against Brentford, it was a cardigan coat, Nike trainers, and a pair of questionable skinny jeans. All right, we're looking too into this. Anyways,
his clothing choice now.
It is just weird. Posted by the site this morning, Simon Phillips had this to say. This time last season, there was also issues. Maresca has also felt many of his asks in the transfer market have been ignored. hasn't appreciated being questioned by the club this week. Tensions are high, and this was reported December 14th, give or take around the same time this all came out. The Chelsea hierarchy perhaps privately questioned Enzo Maresca on the tactical calls he had made in the Atalanta defeat, or what went wrong in the draw against Bournemouth and the loss against Leeds before the trip to Bergamo. Maresca has regular debriefs with those above him, including Chelsea's co-sporting directors Paul Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart. Maresca has spoken with members of Chelsea's sporting directorship team hasn't, I think, is what's supposed to be said here. But anyways, team since the Everton victory. Paul Winstanley, Lawrence Stewart, Joe Shields, Sam Joel have been at Cobham as usual, and were also in Cardiff on Tuesday, both at the team's hotel base during the day and at the stadium on the night, which included a visit to the away changing room after full time. Dave Ornstein's latest on Maresca. Perhaps something said in the meeting recently after matches, in particular Atalanta, that Maresca didn't like. A dim view is expected to be taken should Maresca continue more of these public comments. No suggestions, his position is under doubt, and they've always been backing him. Chelsea are not coach-led, they are club-led, and the sporting directors are in control of this. Maresca decided to hire Jorge Mendes earlier this year to represent him. Maybe that's an eye to the future. No major business in January, focused on summer targets, reviewing Maresca in the summer, targeting top 4 and more trophies this season. Enzo Maresca's suggestion that Liverpool might be impossible to catch also took some by surprise when he made the prediction during a press conference back in September, according to Kieran Gill. Also said that Maresca has spoken with members of the Chelsea sporting directorships team since. Okay, so they have spoken. Okay, got it. But yeah, this may be something that he said that took them by surprise. And then this is where we get the City links. So there is a growing anticipation that Pep Guardiola's last season at Man City, that this might be Pep Guardiola's last season at Man City, although a firm decision will likely be made closer to the campaign finishing, according to the numerous well-placed sources outside the club. This is the actual direct tweet from Ornstein. Enzo Maresca is high among candidates for the Man City job in case Pep Guardiola were to exit in the summer. Manchester City advancing contingency work for possibility of a manager change. 45-year-old CFC coach, coach prominent alongside other potential options. Chelsea have declined to comment on the Maresca Man City links. Maresca is contracted to Chelsea until 2030. Any approaches will require a significant compensation fee. However, Chelsea want to keep Maresca and plan to review him next summer. Fabrizio had this to say: when Pep leaves, he will be involved internally to suggest next best man for Man City coach. Appreciation internally has always been there for Maresca. Man City sporting director is Portuguese, and Maresca decided to change agent to Portuguese super agent Jorge Mendes. So we have two elements. What I can say at the moment is Chelsea are not looking to get rid of Maresca at all and are focused on this season. Maresca is under contract and would require really important compensation in any case. Simon Johnson also had this to say: let's see how it plays out. Chelsea hold the cards in terms of Maresca's contract, but also this is the reason why the structure is in place, that they don't have a manager in charge with all the power. If anything, the structure is the power and the coach is just there to coach the team. He also said that City's interest in Maresca will lay down a challenge to Chelsea on how much they actually want to keep him. Continuing on, latest is that there is tension behind the scenes at Chelsea, and I think that has played a part in the reports we have been seeing today, according to Sky Cava. And lastly, Enzo Maresca's Newcastle press conference at 9 a.m. UK time tomorrow is going to be an interesting one after today's news. Something to keep an eye on. Tomorrow's press conference, they're probably going to ask him about the links. And if Maresca's smart, which he is, he'll probably deny answering them and say he's currently at Chelsea and he's an employee of Chelsea, so on and so forth. A lot there to dissect. But in terms of what's going on, I mean, listen, I'm not surprised that Man City are linked to him and are interested in him as a future manager. The reality of the situation, people, and I saw a comment earlier that people are treating this whole situation like Maresca's a god. It's not so much that. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that one, what other options are you going to go for out there that could actually do the job that Maresca's doing under the circumstances he's working under and actually come out with the results that Maresca's come out with? Because to be fair to Maresca, he towed the line last season, did exactly what he was told, worked with whatever he had, wasn't supported in the January transfer window when he asked for it, and still came out with a top 4 finish. Won the Conference League and won Club World Cup. Overperformed in terms of what was being asked of. Now this season, when he's asking for backing, it's business as usual. There's a pipeline. You're just gonna have to wait till that pipeline, fruits anything good for you to use. And after a while, I could see how he could get tired of it. I could see how any manager can get tired of it. So working under those circumstances, realistically, what options are you going to get there at the elite level that can actually come into Chelsea, work under these conditions, and get the results that fans are asking for? Wins, the league title, trophies, all this shit. Mind you, we're in contention for 2 trophies still, 3. We haven't been knocked out of any tournaments. UCL. FA Cup, UCL, Carabao. So it's not like we've been knocked out of these tournaments. We're still in them, and we're in the semifinal right now. So
Champions League of this team,
what's up?
They best give him what he wants.
Bro, Maresca wins Champions
but they
League
won't.
with this team. They won't, and they won't. They not only won't, he'll walk. I'll tell you right now. They not only won't. If he wins UCL, they don't give him what he wants. He's gonna walk. He's just gonna walk, bro.
I wouldn't blame him.
Why would I give him?
When something they don't give him like a new goalkeeper.
I don't blame him.
A new centre back.
No, and this is the thing. Ahmed is asking, like we're saying, Maresca has a Christmas wish list, and he's being a petulant child, asking for every little thing that he needs, or he's walking. He wanted a singular center back. He's a yes man. He said yes to every single thing. The one ask he had was, please get me a center back, and they said no.
Hatta was available.
I don't know.
Was available. That's what they told him. That's what they told him, bro.
Ahmed,
that's what they told him, though.
Ahmed, but you're acting. Okay, but let's stop pretending though that what he was asking for did not make sense.
He didn't ask for Bastoni. He just asked for a center back.
He just asked for a center back.
Mark Gurhey would have been a great option. A great.
He just said, "Get me a center back," and then they told him, "Don't worry, you have Tosin, big guy."
Listen, can I be? Listen, let's be real, yeah. And my thoughts and opinions on this. These guys, as I've told you, we decide who's in the squad or not. They've told you this already, so you can ask for something, and they can just say yes or no. And if they say no to you, you gotta keep it stepping.
But again, to address this notion that we're treating this like we want Enzo Maresca's can't be touched, he's done so much. No, it's not that. It's one, who are these directors going to pick because they don't have the best track record? And 2, realistically, who is out there that can come to Chelsea, work under these circumstances, and actually get results?
Right now.
Can we keep it real, Marshall?
Wait, are you talking about like keep it for the league and stuff?
Can we listen? Can we keep it real? Yeah. Yeah, and I'm gonna say it like this. Yeah, they've told you already. You are here just to do what you need to do with the squad, play the games. Obviously improve the players, etc., etc. That's your job. The transfer policy is what we want to do. That's it. Yeah. We are the squad builders. We are the machine. If he doesn't want that to happen, that's fine. Then just say you want to leave. For me, that's the one thing.
He actually wants to leave.
That's the one thing, yeah. Because
I agree, he doesn't want to leave, but bro, Ahmed's like, listen, if you're not gonna bend the knee and lick the boot, then you.
But that's what they. No. But that's what they're saying to him, bro.
And the entire fan base is against it, right? The entire fan base.
But newsflash, RSM, newsflash, RSM. They do not care what we think, big man.
But hold on, Ahmed, and I get what you're saying. Like, leave the transfer planning to the directors and leave the coaching to the coach. So then the rotation strategy, you should leave that to the coach too, right? Because he's the one managing the minutes. He's the one deciding, okay, I know you need rest, but I really need you for this game. Like, to an extent, obviously, I'm not telling you be Pochettino and run the players to the ground. No. But, I mean, he's doing it anyways. But, like, with Enzo. But regardless, it's like, why am I then hearing all this news about, the rotation and all this stuff is all coming from higher-ups? Okay, so are you telling me that now the higher-ups have a say on who the starting 11 is going to be?
All right, so let's ask you this question, yeah. about the rotation angle, for example, yeah. If I'm a sporting director, I'm seeing Enzo Fernandez play week in, week out, and I can see this guy is looking cooked right now. Would I not go to the manager after a Leeds game, for example, where he played extremely poor, or even after the Atalanta game and go to bro, you're playing this guy too much, bro. Like, can we not do you're doing rotations, can we not rotate this guy out? If I'm a sporting director, if I'm a sporting director, bro, low-key, I think that's a valid question to be asking yourself, because this is a £105 million player that you brought.
I know, but that's the minority of the time, right? Because, like, I could sit here.
Go ahead, Marshall.
It's just been this blip, right? This blip is the one where we really started to question, like, why is Maresca playing Tosin? Why is doing this and that, right? Especially when you're already playing, for example, if you're going to play Chalobah, even though he's tired, don't play Tosin, put Chalobah in center back, and then put Acheampong at right back. And he admitted he made a mistake and he should have done that, right? But I think where the issue comes, and this was mentioned earlier in one of the tweets, I think when it goes and gets tough and you're trying to work in this mold that's being given to you and following orders and so on and so forth, when the going gets tough and you don't get the results because the higher ups told you, well, you need to play Tosin because he's the most fit, and right now Fofana, we can't afford to risk him for a back-to-back game. You need to rotate. And then when he does do it, he gets all the flack. He gets all the shitty tweets from all the fans saying this guy is out of his depth. He gets all the brunt of it, which most managers do anyways. I think he's right, also Maresca, in his complaints to say, listen, I'm not being supported here. When the media comes out for me, they miss out the context. I don't have Palmer. I didn't have Caicedo for this game. I'm missing Levi Colwill, and I asked for a center back. Why am I taking so much brunt when the owners or the directors should be the ones being a little more fair? Maybe the media should be protecting me more, mentioning the fact that, bro, I don't have these things that I've asked for.
Well, okay, but what can the sporting directors do about the media, bro? What are they going to tell the media to do?
Bro, the same thing that United does every time Amram, you know, he went 2 years without back-to-back wins, and they were like, listen, he's our guy. We're not sacking. We're staying with him. We're not sacking him.
What happened?
It's been a while since we've heard that, by the way.
But the thing is, yeah, listen, if you read what the briefs are saying right now, I'm just getting off what the briefs are saying right now. We want Maresca to stay. He signed with us until 2030. We'll review what happens in the summer. And that's what they said last season, and they're repeating the same thing they said this season. Right? Now, listen, I get everyone in the comment is trying to cook me and cuss me out. And that's fair play. But I'm here to just give you the hardline facts of what these guys are trying to do. It's not my opinion. If this was me, these guys would be gone already. I would bring in better sporting directors. I would be able to do their project 10 times better because I can scout better than these guys. I've mentioned guys they could have brought this season that were better than these guys.
I don't know. Okay, well, hold on. I think what you mean is I could purchase better players, or I can make.
It doesn't matter.
Because the scouting is good. We scout the right talent. We just don't get the right ones.
You'll be throwing Cabrera out.
I think for
Gallagher back.
I think for me, genuinely.
Actually, no. Never mind. Ahmed can't be sporting director.
Listen,
right.
Matt UK. I've got. Listen, Matt UK.
Understand.
I've got FM. I've got FM Matt UK. Remember that. And Chris is a fan of some Watch wrestlers. So it is what it is. But
Watch wrestlers. That's interesting.
Yeah. I think for me, generally speaking, though, yeah, the reason why I'm doing this contrarian point, well, it's not even contrarian because this is the factual stuff they're gonna say, bro. They're gonna be like, we supported him. We said they're gonna stick by him. He's got a contract with us.
So then you don't back Maresca.
Well, me, my opinion, I always back Maresca. So unless you can get me a better manager.
Okay, no, I'm saying if it comes down to sporting directors and Maresca, you are going to say I don't care about backing Maresca because he signed away his life to the devil.
He chat. Maresca out, man. There we go. The sad reality, bro. Listen, the sad reality is, bro.
No. I'm not asking about the reality. I'm asking if you had to pick a side.
Bro, that's what he did. That's not my. That's not me. That's not me picking a side.
I'm asking you as an individual. I don't care about what he signed.
That's not me picking. I don't need to pick. Wait.
I'm saying if you had to pick a side, gun to your head. Pick a side.
Listen, I'm not gonna pick Maresca because he has no control.
And there you go.
He has no control. Because he has no control. That's the reality, bro.
All of this, and we got to the main point that I was getting at the beginning. clip that, and turn it into a clip. Thank you. I just need that immortalized.
That's fine,
This
because
is the whole
Maresca-
point that I was getting to. Because you can say, listen, the sporting directors, I could do everything, their job better than them. But then when it comes time, when somebody internally is pushing back against their awful planning, you're like, nah, I'm not gonna back them. I'm not gonna back them. Why would I back the person saying that they're doing a bad job?
It's like this is like me backing. For example,
pack it up, man.
Can I give you an example? Easy example.
You know the photo of the Chinese guy standing in front of the tank.
If you're not gonna let me finish,
I was like, he's interrupting traffic. The tank should run him over. He's in the middle of traffic. What is he doing? I don't care that he's making a stand. Just run him over. I get it, bro.
No, it's not. Listen, as I said many a time before, there's no point in me backing a horse that I know is gonna fail. What's the point? This is like me saying this is like me when people cooking like the Poch last year. We were Poch fans, for example, right? What was the point of backing Poch against the squad directors? Because we all knew how the game was gonna end.
No, hold up. I agree with
we all. So for me,
Maresca showed to be a competent coach.
For me, no. But listen, for me, it's all well and good saying, "Oh, let's back Maresca and everything like that." I'm happy to back whatever he's saying. But my problem is, there's no point. Again,
I said.
RSM, let me finish, mate. RSM, if you're not gonna let me finish, bro, then there's no point of us having a conversation.
Let me talk!
Let me talk! No, because like I get what RSM is saying. I'm not gonna back Maresca, and I said this before because there's no point of me backing him. They're never going to side with him. That's the point. There's no point in me backing a guy that's not gonna get. That's not what driving for him for.
I get what you're saying. It's like this whole right now with the whole ownership, and just so Vader gets an understanding of this, it's really what's that story that something in the Goliath? What the? It doesn't matter. The point being is that. Right now, it's the little guy in Maresca versus the behemoth that is the ownership and the directors. And listen, the problem is that I agree with RSM. Maresca is a good coach. I think he's doing really well. David and Goliath, thank you, Coco. Maresca's doing really well with the tools he's been giving, with the restrictions he's in, to get some type of result out of this team. Most other managers, I would assume, underperform. We saw it with Pochettino, who is a very experienced manager and already knew the Premier League and how he was just restricted with the, the what he had to work with, right? So I think what Ahmed's saying is that I'm not going to back the manager in this one because he's fighting a losing battle. At the end of the day, Matt Law said it in a tweet. If Maresca wants a war, the result is going to be that he is not going to win it because the directors are going to come out on top every single time. Now, that's not to say Ahmed is saying that he doesn't want the directors out. No, he does want the directors out. But at the end of the day, I think Ahmed's looking for the solution to the mistake that the directors are going to want to make.
But again, and this is my whole point. I was the first one before Ahmed ever even said it in the group chat. I said, yeah, Maresca's gone end of the season. He's either walking or they're sacking him. I said that before Ahmed, by the way. But I'm still saying that I'm going to back Maresca on this because fundamentally and philosophically, what he is saying, I agree with. I know he's going to lose. I already said he's leaving. I already said at the end of the season, he's gone, bro. Like, unless he wins a trophy or like the UCL or something, unless he wins like the domestic double, brother, they're sacking him. They're gonna come to a mutual agreement, right? And he's gonna leave. But they're sacking him, right? Because they don't want to work with him anymore. Because he doesn't want to work with them. And I said this before. My issue is when I asked Ahmed, right, irrespective of the outcome, right, who do you, if you had to pick a side, gun to your head, who do you choose? He said, I'm not choosing Maresca. It was that simple. That's what I'm saying. So you fundamentally agree then with the sporting director side, not because they have the power. My question was purely theoretical because I know Maresca's in the losing thing. I already said Maresca's gone end of the season.
You didn't say irrespective of the outcome. You were talking to me about the current situation.
I said if you had to pick, if you had to choose a side, are you agreeing with what Maresca said, or are you agreeing?
Of course, I would agree with what Maresca says. No. Okay. Maybe I didn't hear your thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
My bad then. Oh, sorry. Okay. No, because I thought you were saying in the current situation.
You know my opinion. I think Maresca's gone end of the season, no matter what, bro.
Okay. In that case, then you and I agree. Sorry, I was talking about obviously in this current situation, like if there was no gun to my, if it was like whoever I choose wins. Of course, you have to back Maresca. That's just me. Right? That's no denying that. Right? But the point I'm trying to make is that if we just look at it as it is right now, backing Maresca is a losing battle. Does that make sense? because
hold up. I agree, but I'm still going to back Maresca even though I know it's a losing battle because that's for me the right thing to do.
But even then, though,
I agree he's gone. I agree he's gone though. I agree he's gone. End the season. I'm so sorry to everybody to break your hearts.
Gone, but
he's gone, bro.
I would even advocate this, right? And I know this is wishful thinking. I would advocate most Chelsea fans back Maresca in this situation because the reality situation is going to happen is this, right? If this keeps going, unless something comes out where they patched it up and they're good and Maresca clears the air, if this keeps going this trajectory, we all know he's going to be gone at the end of the summer. Do I trust this ownership then to pick the next manager? And do we know for sure that if this next manager comes in, A, are we just going to pick up where we left off? Or B, are we going to have to reset and start it all over again and go through this whole entire grueling process all over again with, oh, now these players don't fit this system. Like, it just... It doesn't. By the way, for all it's not convenient for Clear Lake,
bro. For all the Chelsea fans, like I don't think people realize how monumental it would be. Like if Maresca leaves and it's like a posh thing, whatever. If City take Maresca, like not only is that a blow to the reputability of our club, it's a blow to the players. Imagine you have a manager, right, who wants to win, who has led you to trophies, and the owners let him leave because he wants to win. As a player, what message does that send to you, bro?
I agree, but then listen, the thing is, guys, if you've been watching the streams, Casually FC, what I've been telling Marshall is it not suspicious agents have been some of our top players have this for some reason decided to change agents. The manager was the first one that had this agent changed, with Jorge Mendes.
It wasn't Enzo and
that's what I'm saying.
Both Enzos actually, both same agent.
I don't know about that, Chris. But all I know is Enzo changed.
No, they're not the same agent, Chris.
Enzo was the most recent one that changed agent. I remember Caicedo somewhat changed agent.
Pedro Neto and Maresca have the same agents.
Right? Yeah, so listen, those three, have changed agent, bro. Okay? And those you could probably argue, barring Reece James, are the biggest three. You then obviously look at Cucurella, his contract deal. The end of the summer is 2 years remaining, bro. Reece James also has 2 years apparently remaining right now.
Later,
right?
I think on
his contract too.
I think it's in spite of what happens.
I think my biggest issue with Reece Reece strikes me as a Chelsea guy through and through. He already
listen. I hope so. Listen, I hope he continues on that track. But listen, Real Madrid.
I think it would really take something. I think the club would need to snake him for him to want to leave the club,
bro.
Like respectfully.
That's
what they did to Chalobah.
I think they would need to snake him.
Or Gallagher, basically. Or what they did to Gallagher, essentially. Like, wait.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they would need to do him specifically very dirty. Otherwise, I do think he's like a Chelsea lad through and through, bro. To be honest.
But what I will say too is also like, what I was trying to get at before is that I think Chelsea fans need to back Maresca in this situation, because if Maresca were to get the sack, not only the first point still stand, right? The other point being is that I think then that gives the fans all the reason to actually have a protest and actually point out the disdain against that decision, the lack of accountability towards the directors. Because let's be real, guys. Like, for as much as we want Maresca to succeed, it's also going to be at what cost, right? Because every success that Maresca has is also going to reflect on the directors. It's also going to feed into their egos and feed into this idea that, you see, we got Buenanote and Garnacho and Gittins, and Maresca was still able to win the UCL. He's the manager, and these players are the players. But we know that's not the truth. So
the
it's like,
problem is,
it's a lose-lose in a sense, kind of.
Yeah.
Well,
sorta. There's another thing that we need to also talk about, which I just also deep that we haven't spoken about yet. And chat, I know chat is gonna agree with what you're about to say here, The youth model is continuing, bro. That's what they're saying. Youth model continuing. I don't know if you've been seeing, they already got their striker, the midfielder for Strasbourg. You know, the one for Saint Etienne that they're trying to get?
Yeah, we went over it when you weren't
we already, they signed the
Dutch kid that you went over just a week or two ago that's meant to be
they signed the Ecuadorian center back. Yeah, bro, I'm telling you.
The youth model is clearly...
It's a pipeline. It's a
It's
pipeline.
clearly
It's a
stronger.
pipeline. It's a pipeline. It's a pipeline.
The
Yeah.
And that's why I'm
pipeline-
telling you, you're never gonna get signings that are reacting to the now. You're always gonna get
No
signings
cap, no
of
cap. By the
it's
way,
gonna be a
problem is-
pipeline.
Caicedo was the last big signing on this ownership, bro.
Like genuinely, I think I've said this before on the stream multiple times. These guys are too like they're too enamored or they're too thingy, yeah, with the project, right? They're too enamored by the future. You know what I mean? You know what they're like. I was thinking about this the other day. Have you watched Crew Basket before? I don't know if you watched Crew Basket, yeah.
Oh
So
my God,
in
you're
the
such
first
a
episode,
weeb, son. You're
wait,
such a
in the first
weeb,
episode,
son.
yeah, of Crew Basket, in the
Oh,
first
damn
episode
it.
of Crew Basket, yeah, basically the equivalent of the manager or the gaffer, yeah, looks at the players, yeah, and she can basically like read their potential levels and like their like what they can get to
Yeah,
at the end, right? Yeah, and all of them basically off the top because a lot of those guys are basically like wonder kids, yeah. That's what Chelsea look at, bro, when they see all these guys.
The football is an anime.
In the future, bro, all these guys are gonna be max stats, 99 rated everywhere. You know, they're gonna be playing for Chelsea. That's
I
what
mean,
they
you
think,
can
bro.
even
And
it's
it's
like
not
FIFA as
that.
well, man. You look at the potential, like potential
Yeah.
92 rated.
Yeah,
It's
bro,
not
that's
FIFA
what it
or
is.
anime. It's real life.
That's what it is. And so, bro, this pipeline is never gonna end, bro. And that's another thing that annoys me, bro. Because it's like, there's no, I need this guy now. And it's not, bro, they had the best opportunity. I say this
Yeah.
again. Mark Gurhey was talking in front of you, bro. And we didn't even tie him up.
Technically
Even-
still there.
He's technically
I mean,
still there now, but
Yeah.
listen,
You had
listen,
Austin and,
it's
Gilbert.
harder now because he's got 6 months left,
But
and you know a lot of clubs are not going to
yeah.
be after him, bro. That's
The thing
that's
is
the only
though,
thing I'll say.
and
Yeah.
this is the frustrating part about
if
the model.
Yeah, he's gonna go for free, and if we tried to do it, then we would have gotten a bit of a kickback because we had the
Yeah, exactly.
someone.
And this is just for those who maybe still don't understand how it works. Because, at this point, whenever I hear people get upset about the fact that we're not signing anyone in January, I'm just like, bro, how many years have we done this? We know how this works. And the way it works is simply like, if you have a dish that you're trying to make, let's just say for the sake of familiarity, fried rice, right? And you want to put some chicken in there. Well, think about it this way with our club. Other clubs, maybe they go to the market, they buy cage free, or they buy, pasture raised chicken and whatever, eggs and all this stuff, right? Say what you want, right? But with Chelsea, it's more like, well, listen, we got you the egg. We need to wait for this premium egg that we got you to grow into a chicken before you can complete your dish. But
When the
until
Pokemon
then,
Center,
you're just gonna have to make do
After
without
we're in the
it.
Pokemon Center, bro. You know the Pokemon Center where you can,
Shut
you can
up.
leave your
Oh
eggs.
my gosh,
You
shut
can
up,
leave the
bro.
eggs in there. You know what I mean? It's looking, waiting, getting hatched. You know the ones that you can keep together with you, and then it changes into whatever you want. Can you bring up Kunle's comment?
This
Can
guy's
you bring
insane,
listen? Can you bring up Kunle's comment about like me? Listen.
Shouldn't you have an
Kunle?
eye
Who's
patch? If you
Kunle?
have eye
Yeah,
surgery,
no,
where's
to my
your
boy
eye patch?
Kunle. He's one of my former subscribers. I haven't been on YouTube for a little bit. My stream. But like, listen, I am a rebel without a cause because I can't be a rebel anymore. This must be like what all these former socialists from like Latin America and like all these other and Africans
You're
are like, bro.
this guy, bro.
I like, bro.
Yo,
There's no
bro.
way to say it, bro.
Nah,
Like,
no
the
cap.
Empire
You know what's
bro.
crazy? You know what's crazy with that, bro? Chile literally elected a Nazi, by the way, the
Bro,
other day. No cap.
that's what I'm saying, bro. I genuinely feel like a former
By the way,
African
Marshall, I'm not
socialist,
joking. The guy's father literally fled from Germany as a Nazi.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
the dude's a Nazi, bro. Like, it's,
Yeah.
it's bad.
Like genuinely,
Good job,
like I
Chile.
feel like listen, genuinely, guys. I feel like I am a rebel without a cause at Chelsea because I want to change so much, but the reality is nothing's gonna change. You know,
No,
if
I
you were
told you,
here in the pot season, RSM, I don't think you and I properly met then. Marshall is week in week out. I was crashing it, bro. I was crashing out.
The thing is, like, I tuned into casually at the end, like near the end of the pod season, bro. It's just like,
I lost it, bro. I've lost. Listen, guys, I can't lie to you. I've lost the rebel spirit, bro. I'm a former rebel now. I'm living in the society now, bro. You know what I mean? I lost the war. I lost the war.
You want to hear a real fun fact?
again, I'm always gonna be heartbroken about the fact that we had no debt. We gave a blank check to the two biggest idiots in world football, by the way. We had a blank check.
bro.
We could have
We're on the
built,
same club,
we could have,
bro.
no cap, we could have done a Galacticos and we gave it to two idiots, bro. No cap.
But what's annoying is that like I don't
Blank
even
check,
blame
bro.
the
They spent 1 billy in 2 windows, son.
I don't even I don't even blame the owners for actually giving the promotion to the directors. Because how the fuck are they supposed to know?
No, I blame the owners.
They just
for
look at the
hiring directors.
results.
What are we talking about, bro? I told you they gave a blank check to the two biggest idiots in world football, man.
Yeah. But they're seeing like, oh, you guys won a trophy, this new trophy. Like, oh, wow, you're doing a great job. Not realizing, oh, we were in a great position last season to really exploit the league, and we didn't take advantage of it.
Bro, this is
same thing with this
this
season.
this is dead ass. This is dead ass. What Iqbali and Bully got fooled by, bro. Do you see this meme on screen, bro? This is what happened, bro.
Oh my god.
When you look at this, you see this? This is them, bro. This is them trying to assemble the teams. When you lie, I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
This is what they got fooled by, bro.
It's dark, man. It's dark because
It's dark.
Like
It's
it's
dark.
dark because listen. I agree with you for Tav that we are not the same club anymore. I was saying this, bro.
Yeah.
Listen. I remember when they like. I think a lot of people weren't reading the room when, but thanks to Casually FC, we always were getting the news up to it every time. But in the first year, yeah, when we had Pop Bar, they were talking about I want to make this RB Leipzig style. When I mean RB Leipzig plus. When we were hearing stuff like that, Brighton plus. I was hoping that we were going to be like a better version of Brighton. But Brighton's better than us, bro. They do the job better than us. You know what I mean? They do the job better than us, bro. I can't hate on Brighton, bro.
Well, the structure, I would say the structure's better than us, sure.
Go ahead,
No, but you know what it is though? Like Brighton are never gonna have enough. Brighton don't have enough clout to.
That's what I'm saying. That's the difference.
They're never gonna have enough clout to like gonna step out for.
But even then, like, it's funny.
We're just Brighton with clout, son.
Yeah, but no. It's to an extent, Extel, until something changes. Like again, this model, and this is where I need the ownership to open their fucking eyes, because this model, it can work. There's no like it can't work. Like, we're just a few minor details from it being functional, right? Because it's as much as like. I don't mind the pipeline. I think the talent that we have coming in is promising. And we've seen time and time again that they have an eye for talent. And we do get like... I can't tell you under Roman the last time we had... we built a team where we had like multiple... reaching like world-class level, right? Because towards that Sarri... reign, towards after the Conte, after we won the league, it started to go downgrade, right? We started signing players like Werner, Kai Havertz, Lukaku, you name it. There's a lot of Zappacosta.
Like, the thing is, like, Kai Havertz, bro. The thing is, Kai Havertz was highly rated, bro. Let's not act like when we signed him, everybody thought he was gonna be a bum, bro.
But there's like a lot of players that are highly rated now that we're refusing to sign, and in a sense, we look at it now, it's kind of like, we dodged a bullet.
For me, and this is where I agree with Ahmed. The thing that pisses me off is not the fact that we're doing the youth model, right? The fact that that pisses me off is that we're not even doing it correctly. Because I agree with Ahmed, for example, Malik Fofana was right there. We didn't didn't even try. Turkey was right there. We didn't even try, bro. Instead, we got good night. We got buenas noches, bro.
Because you could still like, for example, you could still do this youth model you want.
Bro, no cap, bro. By the way, the money that was apparently there for Xavi Simons, we never spent. That money could have been spent on Turkey easily, bro, but we didn't.
But even if you want to take it to this example now, like, you could have gotten Maresca, you could have gotten Hincapié and still been in your threshold, right? Under a certain age, under a certain salary, not that much. Like, you still could have gotten that. It's those little things that like could impact the immediate team that you're not doing, and it doesn't need to be much, because to an extent, I don't mind that the directors want to trust their pipeline. I think you should trust your pipeline, because your pipeline has given you Cole Palmer. Your pipeline has given you Stevao, has given you Andre Santos. Like, you do have talent going through the pipeline, but you can also recruit to help with that pipeline and also have immediate impact by just actually doing the job of recruiting players that can impact the team immediately. But you don't have to do that much. We only needed like one player to make a huge difference this season. It would have been a center back. If we had Mosquera or Hincapié, either of those options, I think our season could be completely different than it is right now. And it's just one player. One player is not going to kill all your planning and all your finances.
For one, I truly worry about what happens with the squad when players like Enzo, Caicedo, Reese, Palmer phase out of like they just phase out the team because of age, right?
Yeah.
Because they have lucked out with Reese being a academy player, right? They stumbled into Palmer as a frantic deadline day signing. Caicedo, fair enough, they paid the money, right? Enzo, they paid the money, but they're not paying the money again. So
yeah,
what we need to hope that Cobham produces, we need to hope, like, again, everything is we're playing the lottery and we're not even playing it like in an intelligent way. The way I look at it is like, you know, with these young players, it's like playing the stock market, right? The young players are the, you know, are the high risk, high reward kind of bets, right? But we are putting zero money in bonds. We're putting zero money in these safe returns, right? We're not investing in the entire market as a whole. We're putting everything in AI crypto, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is what we're doing. This is a strategy.
Dogecoin,
like,
man.
hey,
This is Dogecoin, mate. That's what you're doing, bro.
That's what I'm saying. We're investing in Dogecoin. It's like, okay, cool. If it hits, it hits. But the odds that it hits, bro, it's like is too low. Especially when we talk about the stability and the levels that you need to maintain a league winning season, a league winning team. Like with the Bitcoin strategy that we're doing right now, you could win cups, but you're never winning a league, bro. You're never getting the consistency you need to win a league.
The problem is also, yeah, and this is the thing, yeah, that we're seeing of like that's why I've been a little bit of a little criticism I've had Maresca, but like I can't even criticize him for this. Like, if you're gonna have an Hato in the team, if you're gonna have an Achempong in the team, if you're gonna have Andre Santos in the team, I wouldn't necessarily call the attackers that are playing fast right now.
Do you know,
right?
Bro, do you know why the Carabao game hurt me, by the way? The
right?
Carabao game
Like
hurt
these
me
guys,
because I knew Hato wasn't seeing the pitch after he had that
yeah,
game.
but all these guys that I just mentioned recently, they all need to play games. This isn't even including Sugu if he was even fit, yeah. I would include this into the equation because if you don't play these guys,
games,
right? That's what I'm saying. But if these guys don't play, right, on some level, some consistent basis, they're not improving. So if Kukure comes out, you put How in, bro. What are we to expect from that?
But at the same time, like,
but
this is
then,
the problem
like,
with that. This is the problem because I agree with you. But the problem with that
I was gonna say, yeah, I know what you're gonna say.
I think there's a difference in visions, right? I think Maresca wants to compete now, and we are in a position where we should be competing now, not developing more players. And so when you're asking Maresca to play Achenpong, to play Hato, to play Gittins because they need to improve, brother, we're not in a position. We're right now as fans, we don't want to be in a position where we want these players to develop. We want ready-made. We want players that are going to make an impact because we need the results. If we want to challenge for the league, we need the results right now. And when you place those players in, you risk not getting those results because they're probably not ready. They're all this and that. So to an extent, I get what you're saying. There are games where you could totally get away with playing Hato, Gittins, whatever, and you don't do it. And I do criticize Maresca for that.
You know
but rightfully so, too.
Marshall? You know, it is Marshall though. Like the point you make is valid, and I agree with that. But the problem is, guys, with the guys that we have, we're never going to compete now, objectively speaking. Right, this is
for the league, no, but we're a good cup team, bro. That's
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Reality,
but like but for me, if you are gonna build up to the league, right, then that means you have to play these guys. If these guys are gonna be your medium to long term,
yeah.
Remember, that's the thing that you and I. This is the thing that we will speak about. That's in the last stream, if I remember, right? Where it's like these guys that you have in the team, they have to be played if you want them to be ready for you. Otherwise, yeah, you know, if you keep bringing these guys in and the ones before them are not even ready. And the ones before them are coming in, and the new ones are coming in. It's cooked.
But Ahmed, that's what I'm telling you. That's why the Carabao game really broke my heart because I knew when Hato had that sinker, Maresca lost all faith in him, bro. Like, and unfortunately, that's just what Maresca does. Like, when you, especially like when he gives you an opportunity and you have a biblical stinker, bro. Like, it takes a lot. You know, it takes a lot for you to get back into his good graces. But on the other hand, if you are in his good graces, it takes a lot for you to fall out of that. Like for example, Tosin, like he trusted Tosin because Tosin gave him a good performance before. And then when Tosin fell off a cliff, he just kept playing him until now he learned his lesson. And it happened the same thing with Enzo, remember? At the beginning of his tenure, you know, Enzo, he didn't have faith in Enzo. So he made Enzo play the bench and then Enzo had to play better. Now that Enzo has his, you know, is in his good graces because of the good performance in the second half of the season, you know, there are opportunities where maybe you should have benched Enzo and played Santos. But because Enzo's not your guy, you're not gonna play him. It's like, I agree. I agree with 100% when Ahmed says that, Maresca, you can complain about the squad, but you kind of have to use the squad that you do have, unfortunately. Like, it is what it is. You can't just stubbornly not play players, then run people into the ground. Like that, I do agree with. And I just think that's why for me, I think it's annoying because I know tomorrow's press conference is all going to be about this stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
When I would really want to know, like, can we talk about Lavia? Like, brother, what is going on with Lavia?
Can I also... the thing is, RSM, yeah, low-key, after the comments he's made, he's not helped himself, in my personal opinion. And now, bro, we're going to a run of games in the EPL, by the way.
What is it? Newcastle, Villa,
Aston Villa.
Newcastle, Villa, Bournemouth City.
Yeah, right. And
Newcastle's not playing that great. I think we can get a win there. I think Villa's gonna be.
Of course, but like obviously.
Thank you for the 249 euro super chat. Please check Chelsea's last 11 games.
Yeah, we have a nasty run in, bro.
Yeah,
it's a really difficult run in.
Yeah, like the point I'm trying to make is just that you don't. Obviously, you made the comment. It's clear that you're trying to make like a move here to hopefully maybe push these guys to make them do something. We're gonna find out in January, but it seems these guys are saying no. But at the same time, you don't help yourself. You don't help the team environment either. If you're being for the sporting directors and you see them the next day at Cobham, you know what I mean? There's tension in the air. You know what I mean? And then if you're getting asked questions, tomorrow at 9 a.m., I promise you, my boy Simon Johnson. Maresca, Kieran Gill. Who's the other guy that does it? Bobby Vincent. Matt Law's got the haymaker ready. Nizar's got the haymaker ready.
Yeah, the haymaker's nasty work, bro.
But that's what's gonna happen, bro.
They're hitting the cartoon Popeye. They're hitting the
They
spinning the arm.
I promise you right now, Chelsea news is probably the hottest news ever, bro. You even got Onsi eating, bro, from like what him and
Ahmed. Chelsea is always the hottest news thing on the block, bro.
True.
Let's be honest, man.
I get that,
never
like,
one normal day at this club.
But right now, listen. Right now, right now the opera's hot. If that makes sense.
The block is hot. The block is hella hot. I ain't gonna lie. You're not wrong about that. The
block is hot.
Yeah, block is hot. Stay inside, man. Bro, the block is hot. You know what's crazy? The block is hot, and then Maresca went outside on IG Live, bro. Like,
yeah, and he just lay out, bro. He just he the place out, bro.
Live, bro.
That's it, man.
He went outside O Block on IG Live, bro. Yeah, man.
Yeah, our last 11 fixtures are Arsenal, Villa, Castle, Everton, City, United, Brighton, Forest, Liverpool, Tottenham, Sunderland.
We can't get our league back on Sunderland until last day of the season. That's sad.
Yo, for real. It'll be even better. It'll be even sweeter though.
Because it's crazy. We're really about to play Arsenal 4 times this season, man.
Yeah, I'm not worried about.
If Glasner got something for us. It depends if Glasner got something for us.
Because I'm not worried about the fixtures. I'm more so worried about, how Maresca is going to implement rotation. Because like I said, I have no issues with the rotation. It's who you rotated in. If you're bringing on Tosin in one of these last final games, bro, I'm sorry, bro. Like you're just asking for mistakes to happen. And again, I would make the argument. And I think people can see where I'm coming from with this. I would make the argument that Maresca right now is holding on to a team that is better quality-wise than the team we won the UCL with. Defensively, that team was better. But you look at the attack, you look at some of the players that we have in this team, like you can make the argument that this is a better team than the UCL team that Tuchel inherited. Like even though we're working on this whole pipeline thing, it is producing good talents. Like we have Estevao, who we could see clearly is going to potentially be a phenomenal talent for us. We have the likes of Cole Palmer. We were able to buy players like Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez, despite what you think of Enzo Fernandez. It's even to an extent, we bought players like Neto, who right now is currently our top goal scorer and efficient for us, and probably one of the best right wingers in the league this season.
Statistically, he is. Yeah.
Yeah, and Malagusto, another one too. Yeah, I mean, there's been some results. There's been some fruit with this pipeline. So Maresca has talent to work with, and I think you can beat these sides, but you just got to be smart. You got to be smart about it, and you guys. I said this about Poch, bro. Like, Poch, all you lashing out and standing up for yourself and all this and that, yeah, that's great and all, and kudos to you. You stood up for yourself. But at the end of the day, fuck you, because you got yourself fired and you didn't help this project in any way by getting yourself fired. At least Maresca, please, man, like, deal with this until the end of the season. Try not to get yourself fired, because I'll be honest with you, and we can move on to the next topic. The options that we have down the line in this pipeline, because we also have a pipeline for managers, is questionable. It is questionable. I don't doubt that some of these manager options are well, the main manager option is a good option, but we're asking to reset the whole project and bank on another unknown. So let's get into it. So on the topic of the next manager in line, the first one's a joke, okay? So sue me, chat. I don't think it's serious, but it's there. Breaking. Chelsea have Gareth Southgate on their list of replacements for Enzo Maresca if he quits, from the Daily Express. So take it with a pinch of salt. But the main real option looks like it's going to be Rossignol. So Strasbourg Liam Rossignol is viewed as a potential long-term option for the Chelsea job, with Blue Co believing the staff and players can move up the ladder if they demonstrate high level of performance, according to Ben Jacobs, December 16th. And continue on. Same day, Liam Rossignol is viewed as a potential long-term, the same thing. Fabrizio Romano reporting today, fans have been asking me, in case Maresca was to leave, who could be future options. Chelsea have an appreciation for Liam Rossignol, who is already working in Blue Co Group and is doing a fantastic job at Strasbourg. It's just an appreciation game at this stage because it's December. City appreciate Maresca. Chelsea appreciate Rossignol because they know him. And Ornstein also had this to say: there are many who are already saying Liam Rossignol at Strasbourg is going to be the Chelsea manager in the future, whether it is immediate or medium or long term. And that shows their contingency plans, like all well-organized top clubs, will be in place in one way, shape, or form. So, the thing with Rossignol is, from what I've seen of him so far, since he's joined Strasbourg, he's very versatile. And if he's going to approach his Chelsea team anything like he approached Strasbourg, holy shit, we're going to have a lot of chopping and changing for the first few weeks. Because one thing that Rossignol liked to do at Strasbourg was get their team comfortable with playing multiple types of formations. Because he likes to be versatile. He likes to do the whole Swiss Army knife thing, like Maresca to an extent, in terms of approaching games with a different tactic and different strategy. Rossignol is cut from the same cloth. Right now, he is struggling currently with Strasbourg. They have dropped. I think they've been winless in the last 5. Let me just double check that just to be safe. Strasbourg. They're doing well in Conference League, though. I think they're top of the table in Conference League. I ain't going to even lie to you. Let me look at the standings. Yeah, they're top of the league of Conference League by 2 points. So they're dominating Conference League, which is good for them. But in terms of Ligue 1, they've dropped down to 7th with 23 points. And they have lost 3 in a row, drew their last one, and won one game like in that span of 5 runs. So he's been struggling. I know he's had some injuries to like Omega and a few other players. I think some players going away with AFCON. But again, is he gonna be as consistent as Maresca? I doubt it in the beginning. Maybe in the long run, in the long haul, maybe. But I don't think it's a different mold than what we have right now. And if what you have right now is working, why just stick with it? That's what I'm saying. Stick with it until it doesn't work, and give Rossignol more time to earn his stripes, because he's still relatively a new manager as well. And see what he can do with Strasbourg first before we, at least if he were to win, let's say, the Conference League with Strasbourg, maybe that gives Chelsea fans a little bit more of alleviation in terms of like, well, okay, this guy's at least won a trophy. He's at least done something, Right now, you bring him in, it's again, the same fucking thing. You're hitting the reset button, and it's going to do more damage than good, in my opinion.
Bro, it's going to be very annoying, because if they, not only is this going to, in their opinion, give them an amazing excuse to reset the process.
Yep.
It's going to give them another easy scapegoat if the players that they bring in don't work, if they have another weak window, right? If their signings are all over the place. They're like, oh, hey, listen, new manager, we need to get him these type of all this stuff. And they're gonna have the excuse like, oh, it's a new manager, you know, why would we expect him to get UCL football? It's a new manager, why would he need to get a trophy? And if for them, every new manager they bring in is an excuse to reset the timeline, or you know, add another 2-4 years to whatever timeline they want to, you know, lie to us about, pretty much, because we know it's a lie. So it's like, because we know what our team is, and we've seen the heights now that this team, as currently constructed, can reach, and we knew that all it needed was a certain pieces here and there, and this would have been a title contending squad. And they didn't do that because they're so rigid with the idea that they are going to achieve success through their model, through the pipeline. The unfortunate reality is that when you plan for the future, you are constantly going to miss the present, and that's just kind of the moment we're at. And I feel like under these sporting directors, that is where we're always going to be. We're always going to be looking towards the future and missing every opportunity that we have in the present. We're going to be so focused on the potential gains in the future, the potential, this squad. We're going to have an epidemic of Chelsea fans being like, yo, the squad in 2028 though, the squad in 2029 though, when X, Y, Z.
That's what BVB for guys used to say, man. All we need is to find our Klopp. He's gonna be our Klopp for BVB, or I said, but he's gonna be at Chelsea. Let's ask that question. Who's gonna be our Klopp? Chat. Can I ask a question?
Sounds like Arsenal again.
Chat. Who is gonna be our Klopp? I need to know who our Klopp is gonna be, man. Because at BVB, the guy that like won some titles.
Bro, we're not.
Who's gonna be our Klopp?
We're not getting a Klopp, bro, because if they can't handle Maresca.
Who's going to be our Javi Alonso? Who's going to be our Javi Alonso, though? Javi Alonso, though? Who's going to be our Javi Alonso? Say something, Gus?
What?
Why is Marshall looking like that, bro? This is what we need to start thinking about, bro.
He's disgusted, bro.
Javi Alonso, bro?
He
just has Sunday League, but you're in it. It's not like he was God.
No, that was mad disrespectful. I'm sorry, Xavi Alonso. I didn't mean to disrespect you like that. Yeah, my bad.
No, but the reason why I bring this up, because right now, that is probably, if you're a Chelsea fan, our best hope right now is to find someone that could do that level of a miracle, bro. That Javi Alonso did in obviously over there, or what Klopp did at BVB. Legit.
They
because
people are saying Cesc Fabregas, he is an option, I'm sure. But
because if you look at the list here, Rosinier, he needs to go to the table club first before he can start, bro.
Yes, bro.
All right.
Yeah,
objectively speaking, right?
My thing is, like, you know what? It's not even a thing where he needs to go to mid-table club, bro. Like, he just, for me personally, I need to see him win something at Strasbourg.
Even if it's a conference league. That at least shows me something.
Exactly. If he wins a conference league, I'm like, you know what? Fair enough. At least he's proven he's a winner. Because people are talking about bringing in De Zerbi. Okay, like, so many things wrong with bringing in De Zerbi, first of all, right? Yeah. Iriola is stinking it out right now with Bournemouth, bro. Stinky football, man.
The thing is, if you go with Iriola, it's going to look like...
Hold up, Glasner plays with a back three. We have zero... We are not set up to play a back three, bro.
Listen to the suggestions you're saying, right? And even the suggestions
they call him a terrorist. They're not going to like the way Glasner plays.
Dude, even like the things that you guys are suggesting, and Glasner actually doesn't really fall into this, but maybe he does. It just feels like Graham Potter all over again. Let's get the flavor of the month. Let's get this mid-table manager or this manager who's never really competed at the highest level to take over this club. Mind you, there aren't options out there. I agree. There are really the slim pickings out there in terms of options that I would take at the highest level. Tuchel being one of them after the World Cup. If that's an option, Tuchel I would take back. Carlo, obviously. Enrique, I would be cool with these managers, but that's not realistic for the summer. Enrique's probably not going to leave. Tuchel, who knows what will happen with Tuchel. And I don't think Ancelotti's leaving the Brazil job after the World Cup. It leaves you, and you look at the top managers right now, Flick is struggling at Barcelona. So is Xavi Alonso at Real Madrid. Do you want Mikel Arteta? I doubt it. He's a serial loser. Thomas Frank is absolutely just drowning at Spurs. Ruben Amorim, say what you want. I don't know if your people are willing to deal with that. Like, Pep Guardiola is not realistic. Then we go to the other leagues. Like, there's just the options aren't there, people.
The thing
Vincent Kompany, people didn't want Vincent Kompany when he failed with Burnley. And he crashed with Burnley.
I think of Liam. I think of Rosinier. if he came to Chelsea, I think he'd probably have a learning experience similar to Maresca in terms of like where he would probably go through the thing that we had in Maresca last season. That's probably what would happen with him. I think of the other guys that you've all mentioned here, Glasner, he could work probably. He could tweak the
But
system
again,
to
it feels like that Potter season where we're like, oh, well, Potter was doing really good with Brighton. He's done it for several seasons now.
The thing of Glasner, I can't say that about him because he's done it at 2 clubs now. He did it at Leverkusen.
But Glasner is also not a yes man. Glasner came out.
No,
if
I get
Glasner
it,
has
I get
issues
you.
with Crystal Palace right now, he's gonna have issues with Chelsea.
Oh, this is me talking about it from a tactical
that.
perspective, right? I'm talking about this from a tactical perspective right now. Like guys that can help us tactically. Glasner probably would be okay. Iriola plays a perfected version of Portugal. I've always said this, right? In the sense that he's counter-attacking.
Disgusting.
Iriola cannot handle Bournemouth. I don't think he's gonna be able to handle Chelsea. Respectfully, I don't think he's the manager to make the job.
And that's why I don't think Glasner's gonna work out either. Because Glasner's
Glasner
already
can-
bitching and moaning about the fact that Gay's getting sold and so on and so
The issue for me
forth.
with Glasner is I do think Glasner could win stuff. I think Chelsea fans will hate how he played. People think
100%.
you hate how Maresca plays. You're going to despise the way Glasner plays. Trust me. You will not like watching Crystal Palace ball.
I think for me, listen.
What you don't know, Taji, what you don't know.
I think for me, if you just look at all the managers in general, again, you're entering what I would like to call, well, barring obviously Glasner and Iriola realistically, and to an extent with Rosenier, right? You're entering, the rest of them are very similar to Maresca, where you're plucking them out of somewhere where they've maybe been doing stuff in a lower league, and then bringing them into like the main event. And the thing for me, I think for me the problem is, right, obviously it is looking like he's getting sacked, and so listen, I want to say something. Allegri Nation, malleable, won't.
Just me and you, bro. Just me and you, RSM.
Thank you.
The more
It's like,
sensible
it's one of those
Chelsea lot.
things where like it gets to a point. You know what I'm saying? It gets to a point.
I
so I'm glad you did
do
that.
get fed up after a while.
Yeah, I'm
you
glad
know,
you did
like I can only tolerate so much.
And this is the same guy who says
talk.
this guy who says to Chelaban, by the way. This is what he talks about 2 Chainz, but then he comes in and tries to tell me Allegri ball.
Yeah, this is insane. This is insane.
And for the boys, we get to prove ourselves. You know, everyone's been talking a lot of shit about us this season, but we've done it.
Wait. Marshall. Can we just talk about this like slowly? Listen, I think genuinely Allegri would work only because he's very
brother.
Hear me out first before you start saying.
You're not being realistic.
He's realistic. He's working with what he's been given at AC Milan. He's technically he's a winning man for them. He's very malleable in his coaching. He can get the best out of the players that he's currently
So
got.
why did he lose his job at Juve?
Because he didn't lose his job at Juve. He quit on his own terms. He didn't sign a new contract. That's why.
Yeah, but why were they flirting with what's his face behind his back?
Who?
Juve. I forgot who took over his job afterwards.
It was Mauricio Sarri because he didn't want to sign a new contract with them.
No, it wasn't Sarri.
Sarri signed after him, bro. What are you talking about?
No,
he
no,
left
no.
off.
No, Allegri had a second stint.
He left. He came back.
Yeah.
For a second
So
stint
why?
recently, and he left again. And he left again because they weren't.
Yeah,
Because
but why is that?
Because he left on his own terms. He said, "I can't do it anymore, bro." Do you not see? He was going crazy at Juve, bro. In his
Who were they
season.
flirting with behind the scenes?
Who were they flirting with, Marshall? Come on, you tell me.
I'm telling you to tell me because I can't remember the name.
You talking about the manager they sacked, right? That was at Bologna, right? I forget his name. Yeah, that's who they.
See, you forgot it too, but that was part of it.
No,
he felt like he wasn't being backed or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. And listen, guess what? He was right to leave, and guess what happened? They're now in a worse state because he left.
Yeah, but that's not gonna. It's this is Chelsea, bro. It's either our way or our way or the highway.
No, but the point is
when
he
get
says
backed.
no. When he says I'm not being backed, it means they're not just giving him players. That's his whole thing,
It's
right?
not gonna be Allegri, bro.
Like, listen, Allegri could work. I'm saying he's not gonna be. I know he's not gonna be right, Allegri. But if you wanted someone that was gonna be a yes man, would actually be giving you pieces.
It's not Allegri.
I'm gonna go enjoy my night. I'm not gonna talk about Allegri ball at Chelsea, respectfully. I have better things to do with my time, like nothing.
Yeah, I ain't doing this, bro.
The thing is, though, listen. I think for me,
shout out Ahmed. You can continue when I'm leave. Shout out Marshall. Shout out everybody in the chat. Like and sub.
Yeah.
I'm gonna catch
No,
up.
I agree with RSM. So yeah, no more.
Okay, listen, big up, guys. Thanks for tuning into Casually FC. Much appreciated. Welcome to the Bridge Nation. You know where to like and subscribe, of course. No, but listen. On a serious note, yeah, I'm gonna say on a much more apt and serious note, of course.
Mota, thank you.
On a much more apt note, I think the options you have are always gonna feel like they're lower.
Yeah, they're gonna go for the hipster manager. That's like.
Oh man,
that's what
why
they
are you
like to
making
do.
us hate you? You know what it is, EPL Turf? I've realized I've lost the war already. The war is over, man. You know, there's no point in me fighting the war. You know, I said this before. I am the socialist kid that used to fight, you know, back in Africa and everything else, but the dictator won. Or the US, you know, came in, did their thing, you know what I mean? And now we've got a dictator in charge. That's what I am right now, bro. And I fled to another country, bro. That's what it's like, bro. These days, man, I generally just enjoy football for football's sake, bro. I don't get angry at results anymore. I enjoy the football for it is, man. I get more joy watching Serie A these days, bro, and Ligue 1 than I do about watching Chelsea. I'll be honest.
Let's get to the last two topics, then we'll call it a show. Also, because I wanna just rest. These sinuses.
You know what it is, EPL Turf, man? EPL Turf, I've lost the will to fight, man. You know what I mean? I lost the war. I said this before, EPL Turf. You know you're my guy, bro. I would, but there's no point in me fighting. I've realized this, bro. There's no point in me fighting. I said this last season.
Who do I want as a manager? Like a realistic option, Omar? Honestly, I'm okay with Rossignol, but it's gonna be bad before it gets better. There's really not many other options out there I'd entertain. Glasner, maybe Glasner. Fuck, man, Cesc, I haven't seen enough Cesc ball to really assess if I want Cesc Fabregas or not. But yeah, there's not really good options out there. It sucks. So,
who said Javi? Javi is never coming to this football club, bro. Javi. Yeah, I'm just going Javi.
Javi's not a bad shot either, though, to be fair.
Javi with the V ain't coming here, bro. He was fighting, bro. The
Emery
Barcelona board.
Actually, Emery could work under the model. Could potentially. It's kind of working with Villa. It's not like Villa are like flagrantly, you know, going into the transfer window buying a bunch of players. So Emery could work. Whether you guys want Emery or not is a different question. But Emery could work, actually, so that's not a bad shout. But I doubt they're going to go for Emery. They're probably going to want for someone who's not going to have a big mouth. Someone who's quiet is just going to go along with the idea and see what happens. But, yeah, I mean, it could be Unai Emery. That's a possibility, but I doubt it. Let's talk about Tariq George. So, let's, right here, we have some tweets in regards to Tariq George. One of the moves that's going to happen in January is probably him leaving. So these are some tweets from way back when that I've been saving. So back in October, Kieran Gill was saying here that Chelsea would meet the Tariq George in January to discuss his future. The club would not force him to leave, and the player would have to make a decision. Another tweet here from November, also reinstating the same thing. Confidential has heard that there is a long list of admirers lining up for Tariq George in the build-up for the January window. Chelsea winger Tariq George is pushing to leave Stamford Bridge in January, according to Graham Bailey. And today we also got from Caught Offside. Tariq George is understood to be increasingly frustrated by his lack of first-team opportunities at Stamford Bridge and is now actively pushing for a permanent move away in order to accelerate his development. Sources close to the agent's industry have informed. So, listen, am I surprised Tariq George wants to leave? No. To be fair, he also should have left in the summer, but unfortunately, things didn't work out for Fulham. Fulham had a transfer move that didn't go through. I think it was Harry Wilson. Didn't get his move, so that move then blocked Tariq George's move to Fulham. It was a transfer deadline day thing. And so it didn't happen. He doesn't get enough play time. I don't actually necessarily want to get rid of the player. I'd rather have him as a left wing option than Gittins and Garnacho. I might bite my words on the Garnacho one because, to be fair, Garnacho had a good performance last time. And maybe the ownership sees something I don't see. I don't fucking know, man. Maybe he ends up getting more goals and assists this season than he did at United. I don't fucking know, and I don't care because Garnacho's not my guy. But yeah, it sucks that we're not giving George a chance on that left wing. But to be fair, the club want to make some profit, some money. We need to sell to buy players. It's a situation that the directors put us in. So selling Tariq George for a hefty price, probably around 25 million, is not that bad. And he can go and develop. They're probably going to put a buyback clause on him because I think they do recognize the talent that is Tariq George. But he's not getting the playtime. And if he's not getting the playtime, he's not going to develop. He's not going to develop, then he's going to drop in price. And if he's dropping in price, then he's useless to us. So, yeah. Tariq George seeing his way out the club. Not surprised. This is just a continuation of the last transfer window. He was going to see his way out. And he's not been playing at all. I think he played against Cardiff, which was his first start in God knows how long. I think maybe he played against Karabag. I don't remember. Actually, let's look at Tariq George's minutes. I know it's abysmal. And I know he hasn't played in a while. I just can't remember the last time he actually played. Bear with me, people. I'm going to look this up. I also don't know why transfer market is in German. It's okay. We're just going to do this now. So let's see. Tariq George, when was your last game as a Chelsea player? All season. I meant to say current season. 24. Okay, cool. It looks like the last time Tariq George played for Chelsea, other than Cardiff, where he played 45 minutes, Wolves, 10:29. Yeah, it was Wolves. The last time Tariq George played, oh no, that's not true. He played against Karabag. Okay, so he played 45 minutes against Karabag, 7 minutes against Barcelona. But he played against Karabag. So he went the Hato treatment. He went a whole freaking almost a month without being played. So, yeah, I get it. I don't blame him for wanting to leave. And honestly, it's better for his career and his development to leave. So, George, I wish you the best. Thank you for your services. Thank you for saving us against Fulham last season and starting that winning run of games that we needed to finish the season in top four. But, yeah, it's just the club want to move in a different direction, and it is what it is. I just hope that the direction leads to trophies and silverware and maybe potentially challenging for the league or even winning the league. So, yeah. So there goes that. That's Tariq George for you guys. And the last topic I have for y'all, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Be sure to check out the links in the description. Hype up the video if you have high points. And also be sure to leave a comment in the comment section. I do reply sometimes. Sometimes I let you guys waffle. But the last segment I have for you guys in today's show is going to be in regards to, in my opinion, a Chelsea legend. In the opinion of others, maybe not. Maybe more of a cult hero. But let's talk about it. Silva returning to London. So, news has it that Thiago Silva is looking to leave Fluminense to come back to Europe. So we'll start off with this tweet. Fabrizio Romano reporting here that Thiago Silva wants to return to Europe and has decided to leave Fluminense. Free agent ahead of the January window. Free agent. So, 41-year-old defender Thiago Silva is set to leave Fluminense and could move back to his family in London, where his children play for Chelsea's academy. This could open up a possibility of a return to the Premier League with London-based teams: West Ham, Fulham, Crystal Palace, and Brentford. Continuing on. Official. Fluminense has confirmed that Thiago Silva has left the club. He is pursuing a return to European football as he aims to secure a World Cup spot in the summer. And this was Thiago Silva's message. Again, very respectful, very professional player here. He had this to say: "Our time together was shorter than we imagined, but intense enough to create memories that I will carry with me for the rest of my life. I am deeply grateful to the club, to the technical staff, to my teammates, to my family, and especially to the fans who turned this dream into reality and made me feel at home from the first day at Fluminense. Wherever God leads me on this journey, the moments we live together will remain eternal in my story. Even if at this moment I am not wearing the tricolor colors, they will always run through my veins." We love Thiago Silva, man. What a utmost professional. The peak professional, I should say. And also, yeah, man, he went through a Club World Cup with them, a whole Brazilian tournament. It's good for him. He had a good time there. Chelsea have been made aware of Thiago Silva's availability, as have most London clubs, including Crystal Palace, Fulham, and West Ham. Whilst a London club could be preferred destination, he's keeping his options open. That's coming from Graham Bailey. So, listen, if I were the board, exactly, EE, I would take Thiago Silva back in a heartbeat. Because if you want experience, listen, people. Listen, let's just full screen it. Listen. Tosin, move it along, bro. Sorry, bro. Move it along. Step out. We're going to replace you with another free agent in Thiago Silva. And have Thiago Silva be there for like a season or two. Or just a season. Even the rest of the season. Right? Because it's the experience and the leadership and the know-how of like, oh, I need to be here. Oh, I need to be there. Bro, honestly, I didn't want to pull up this tweet because I didn't think it would add to the show. But I'm going to pull it up right now. Because honestly, this is important. When we talk about defensive partnerships and who you're playing with, it is really important that you have quality players around you. Because if you don't, your performances start to drop too. It's very seldomly where one individual player's performance outshines everyone and raises everyone's level. Most times, if one player is shitty, it starts to bring down other players. So here's Trevor Chalobah saying comments on Thiago Silva and what he's learned from him. And he said this: the reading of the game, that's what he had in abundance. Anticipation, because what people don't know, that's a skill. To anticipate where the ball is going to land and where the man is going to be. It's not easy. But to know that as a defender makes your life so much easier. And in terms of off the field, recovery. Obviously, the age he is now, looking at what he is doing, just recovering, doing the right stuff, eating right, sleeping right, being in the best shape you can to perform in games. Bro, this is what Chalobah has actually incorporated into his own training. I don't know if you guys have seen what Chalobah does. He's gotten his own personal trainer. He trains like a monster, like an animal. So not only does he train with Cobham, he then goes out and trains again on his own with his own personal trainer. So like these are all things that you soak up as a sponge. He was what? How old was Chalobah when he started playing with us under Tuchel? I think he was like 22, 23. He was still really young. Let me actually look at this real quick. Trevo Chalobah. Okay, thanks, Transfer Market. You're not just going to look it up for me. I just got to actually type in the whole name. Oh, now it doesn't want to work. I definitely spelled Chalobah wrong. That's why. Right, Trevor Chalobah. We're going to call you Trevor because, quite frankly, bruh. So Trevor is 26. When he started playing under Tuchel was around the 2020 season, I believe. 2021 season. That was the season he started playing with Chelsea. No, that wasn't. That was a season after or before. He came into 21-22. So about 4 years ago. So he was 22. Okay, he wasn't that young. So yeah, he was 22. still soaking up all the experience you can get from Thiago Silva. And to be fair, he looked great when he was with Thiago Silva for being 22. It just goes to show that having the know-how, the knowledge, the guy in the back that can tell you where to position yourself and where to be ready and to prepare and all this and that, having that voice to support you, because it's a partnership. You're doing it together. It's not just one defender. It's a partnership. Being able to have that reliable person to work with makes it whole lot of a difference. And it even instills you with confidence, to be fair, because if you're defending properly, and if when you make mistakes there's someone back there to clean up your mistakes, which Tosin doesn't do for us, then it fills you with confidence knowing that, okay, I can take more risk, I can go for that tackle, knowing full well that even if I fail, I still got a contingency plan behind me. And imagine how much Thiago Silva would actually improve, let's say, even Sanchez to an extent. Like, it's just overall a level raiser. And you don't have to play him that much. You can give him the minutes that you're currently giving Tosin. And I think he'll be able to handle it. And you don't even have to play him in the big games. You don't even have to give him that many minutes. Just play him here and there, because I'll be real, even at this age, Thiago Silva is still, don't be surprised. He is going to play in Europe again. He will. I thought maybe the best move for him might be Bournemouth. He's already probably familiar with Evan Nielsen. He already has worked with Petrovic in there. They need center backs. I could see a Bournemouth being a good move for him. But maybe even West Ham might work for him. I don't know. Paqueta's in there. Whatchamacallit? Nuno speaks Portuguese. So there could be something there. Fulham. I don't think Fulham is going to happen. Maybe it could. Brentford, I don't see it either. But yeah, exactly, EE. I don't want to see Tosin. If you're going to use Tosin, I'd rather you give those minutes to Thiago Silva, because at least, even though Thiago Silva has no pace, we understand that. He has no pace. He will get outrun. He knows how to read the game. He knows how to position himself in the right places. And with Thiago Silva, you don't have to worry about not winning a header, because when it comes to aerial duels, this guy is a fucking monster. He is a monster. I have seen him put with my own two eyes, and I am so blessed to have been able to experience this. With my own two eyes, I have seen Thiago Silva put Guirassy in a spliff. It's the same Guirassy who was top goal scorer for Champions League last season. I have seen him dominate aerially someone who is twice his size. So he is still a phenomenal defender. Is he world-class level now? No, he's past his prime. But the experience that he could bring to the table on a free, people, over Tosin, I'll take it any day. I'll take it any day. Please. And honestly, even if footballing isn't an option, even if he doesn't find a club, bring him in as a defensive coach. Bring him in to help the set piece coach. Something where we can like maybe score off set pieces a little more or defend them better aerially, whatever you might have it. Incorporate him into Chelsea. He wants to be here. His kid is in the academy. This is a match made in heaven. Just make it happen. And it even has John Terry's approval. John Terry, who's been very active on socials lately, came out and said, dude, I would take Thiago Silva back in a heartbeat. I think it's a great move. We should be doing it. Now, John Terry's not a manager, but hey, game recognizes game. And we know he is a great center back, and he knows what he's talking about in terms of quality. So, yeah, even for mentality reasons, I think this is just... I hope Chelsea are really serious about keeping and monitoring that, because if you can get him on a free to come back to Chelsea, which he'll say yes in a heartbeat, I think it'll do more good than bad for sure. Don't play him every game. Don't do a Pochettino, please, because then you're just asking for trouble. And then, and quite frankly, because of how Pochettino's set up, I think it made Thiago Silva look a lot worse than he actually is. With the proper setup that we have right now, and the rotation and everything you're doing, Maresca, I think Thiago Silva coming in here would help you so much. He may not be the ideal center back that you want, but you know what, Thiago Silva, he can also pass out the back. He knows how to ping a ball out the back. He might be a little slow to do it. He's not as quick as Levi is with it, but you're getting defensively sound center back there that can pass the ball out the back, thread it through the lines. Like he can dictate play from the back. He knows how to do it. So yeah, I'm all for it. Please, please, please bring Thiago Silva back, even if it's for half a season. It could make a difference and save our season. So that's my 2 cents on it. And I think a few of you guys also agree that it wouldn't be a bad option as well. So yeah, that's the show, ladies and gents. Big up to every single one of you. I do appreciate you guys coming in. I know it's been a relatively slow week in terms of news, and I'll be real with you guys. It's going to be a slow week, a slow month in terms of transfer news in January as well. We might end up be talking more about other transfers than our own team because of how slow it's going to be. But that being said, yeah, I look forward to continuing to do more shows, guys. We'll be back again Saturday to react to the Newcastle game, and then after that reaction I will be going on Footy Judge Mo as well, so you can catch me on there if you want to see more of my content. Yeah, be sure to also check out the links in the description for more content there, my band, all that fun stuff. Someone was asking if the music earlier was my music, and hey, why aren't you listening to my music? Because then you would know if it was my music or not. Fake fan. Nah, I'm just kidding. But no, that's not my music. It's copyright-free music. So we'll just give those guys credit. And my music, if you do want to listen to it, is actually in the description below. So you can go ahead and check that out. It's in the link tree you'll see there. But everyone else's content is also there as well. So be sure to check that out. Show some love and support to everyone that actually comes on these panels and helps make the show what it is. Also, people who help make the show what it is, besides the people who are smashing that like button, besides the people who are also subscribing to the channel, helping us get to that 5K subscriber mark, which we're trying oh so hard to get to. Also, shout out to our members who are proper casual higher tier members, help keep the lights on here in the studio here at Casually FC. Sorry, I'm procrastinating, guys. And those members are going to be JC, Dark, Lanray Sadiq, A. Solomon, EE, and Adrian. Big up to you guys for your proper casual support and hire, and big up to every single one of you as well for your support. Yeah, we're going to wrap it up. We'll see you again after Newcastle. We're going to raid out to WOB Sports, so copy and paste the raid message. Let Joey know where you're coming from, and we'll see you again later in the week when we react to Newcastle. Guys, have a wonderful weekend or week, and I'll see you next time. Stay casual. Peace.